And it is the sixth day of the month of May, Monday. Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Self-determination as we continue our campaign and as we continue to educate Yoruba people on all the reasons why the Yoruba people needs to be free from the shackles and the bondage of the British fraudulent amalgamation. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ti èní. Mo kí wa nílé, mo kí wa nírìn àjò, mo kí gbogbo wa pé happy Monday. Good morning, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful auntie, and welcome once again, Jennifer Obaseki. And for those of you, like I always say, that needs legal support in the UK, you can always reach out to her. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. I am not new to many of you. I am just one out of many Yoruba people, born in Nigeria, but only for us to understand a little bit more about Nigeria. Today's conversation is to give the hope that many people are giving up, especially when you're fighting for something. I remember fighting for my immigration. So many people gave up, but I never gave up. And eventually, it took some time, but we were able to get the status. This is not the time for us to be tired. This is not the time for us to be weak. This is not the time for us to start mourning. This is the time for us to keep the push going on. During the time that Awolowo, the Zeke, and the Tafawa Balewa were asking the British to allow Nigeria to be an independent country, imagine if they gave up along the line. We will probably not even have independence anyway. So this morning, it's all about the encouragement. It's all about to give us that hope that the dream of the Yoruba nation will come true. How soon is what we don't know. But the more that we educate the people, the more that we can push the narrative and tell people the difference between where we are today and the future that we are talking about. And that future can happen. I am just under 40 plus. I am not yet 50. So even if those that are in their 60s, in their 70s, that have been controlling Nigeria will eventually get tired. But we know that they cannot get tired because they are also preparing their own future. So mo kí gbogbo wa pé ẹ káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ẹ fìdílé nǹkan. We will try our best to, and please don't ever tell me to speak in Yoruba alone. I am not communicating to you alone. This is an international platform. I am not your blogger. I am not those that cut videos and join it together. I don't know how to do that. I do presentation and I try my best with the little information that we have. So this morning, we're just going to bump around different places. Remember, I'm communicating from my house. That means it's a mobile studio. My children are at home. It's a bank holiday. They will make their noise. I cannot tell them not to. If you're not comfortable with that, please walk out of the broadcast. I cannot help you with that. I love my children and they have the right to do what they have to do. So let's first take you through to the interview that Professor Banji granted Arise TV some few weeks back.
Confusion in Yoruba land. I see that maybe perhaps the generality of the people do not feel as passionate about self-determination.
And please share the program.
And secondly, there is all kinds of positions. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are talking about self-determination.
You don't know this. You don't know the nature of the Yoruba society. You don't. Most of the young people, and they are the majority in Yoruba land, want the self-determination of their Yoruba nation. That's the truth of the matter. That's what is keeping the movement going. And they are also doing so in the diaspora. Yoruba young men and women all over the world want their own country, separate from Nigeria. You cannot deny that. No matter how much you want to pander to the government, you cannot deny that. But that's the truth.
But anyway.
The important thing, however, and I'm surprised that you are not talking about that, is that the Yoruba people who are fighting for self-determination are telling the world and telling themselves that they will do it only peacefully. We are Yoruba. We know our status in the world. We know our status in the black world. We do not want to destroy the peace of Nigeria, and we do not want to bring difficulty into the lives of any other group in Nigeria. But we want to get out of Nigeria. That's it.
Well, Prof, you were a strong member.
And you're not talking about that. You are asking me questions. You are asking me questions as if what Onitiri did has the support of the majority of Yoruba people who want self-determination. It is not true.
Well, Prof,
he has a small minority of a section that is ready to do illegality. A year ago, they went and attacked a radio station in Ibadan, and so on. Now this year, they are attacking the entire government of Ibadan, and so on. No, but we have never sent anybody to go and do that, and we do not support it or encourage it. Prof, and we think it is criminal.
Prof,
and so if they get punished for their criminality, we have no objection to that.
Prof, you were a strong member.
You cannot, because of them, generalize opposition to self-determination. You cannot.
Well, Prof, you were a strong member of the Unity Party of Nigeria, also a very strong member of Afenifere. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are now talking about self-determination. What is the difference, in these two ideological positions?
Our fathers in Afenifere are doing the right thing, talking about restructuring, so that we can go back and live our own life the way we used to live it prosperously. They're doing the right thing. There is nothing wrong with that. But we, another group of people, larger in number than they, are now saying, no, self-determination is the answer, not restructuring. Why? Because when you restructure, you are still in Nigeria. The people who are coming and disrupting your life and destroying your farms and killing your women and raping your mothers and daughters and so on are still Nigerians. They still have a right to come to Nigeria. The only final solution to that is to separate, so that you have a separate Yoruba country where we can make our own laws and so on, to which we admit only people we want to admit. So nobody can claim that they have a right to come to our land. They don't have such a. But as long as we are in Nigeria, no matter what restructuring is done, they still have the right to come to our land and do the things that we are doing. Nobody is talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms. I am not hearing that. I'm hearing only about government. I'm not hearing about people. You are not talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms, and that the Yoruba nation is in danger of famine upon famine upon famine for years and years to come. You are not talking of the fact that the Fulani declared war on Nigeria on the 24th of January and 26th of January and said that Tinubu is not our president. We are going to Aso Rock. We will take over the seat of government there, and we will use this place to organize the conquest of the rest of Nigeria. You're not talking about that. You are not talking of people who said no Fulani man must be arrested for the bomb in Ibadan. If you do, you will have bombs in every town in Yoruba, in Nigeria. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the sheer insult of living in a country where some people are treating the government like that. You are talking about Onitiri and so on. Why do our...
Well, Prof, let me ask you this. Self-determination,
you are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion, but what I'm saying is that your opinion rigorously avoids the truth. rigorously
Prof,
and voice the truth.
Nigeria, as Onigo Chiche told us in his research on ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, has over 300 ethnic nationalities. Will you recommend self-determination to all the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria? For all these nationalities to break away?
Those who want it don't ask me a general question. I'm asking for self-determination for a nation, the Yoruba nation. There are about 60 million people in Nigeria. And their territory is large enough to be a large country. So that's what I'm talking about. Any other nationality in Nigeria that wants self-determination is free to ask for it. I cannot come and ask for self-determination for nations that are not mine. No.
Well, Prof, as we have this, we're having this conversation. You are in Cotonou, Republic.
Well, don't mind Abati. You know, Abati knows better. Is well learned. At least is a doctorate, PhD. If you're coming to the UK, you will not be allowed to bring your dependent apart from if you're coming to study a PhD program. And I was laughing when I was reading some of the comments this morning on the blog that posted it, that UK seems to become very difficult to come into. I will not say to you, if you want to come to UK, please find a way to get in. How? Don't ask me, I don't know. But one thing is that many of us that wants to be in UK will need to understand that things have changed from those period, that you can literally bring your family. UK is cutting down on immigration, but the Yoruba people are more than okay to allow. I am not talking about the Igbos or the other ethnic groups. I'm talking about the criminals that continue to perpetrate into our territory. We see them every day. We hear about them every day. They are being kidnapped. Many Yoruba people, Igbo, Hausa, all being kidnapped. But only PhD students are eligible to bring dependent to the UK. This is the UK envoy, Dr. Richard Montegori. That is not talking about Nnamdi Kanu's case, you know, double standard of the British. Very, very double standard. A very good morning, Mukibubu Akwe Karo. And like I always say, don't ever, somebody tried it yesterday, I took him out of the broadcast. Don't tell me, Yoruba. I am not talking to you alone, okay? English, well, I cannot help you. Because Loto Yoruba Nation Lafe, but we need the sympathy of many millions of people around the world to come into our plight and support our dreams and aspiration to have an independent country. If you want to listen to a full Yoruba program, there are many Yoruba presenters that you will enjoy what they are saying with a lot of, translation. But when you come on this platform, it's mixed match. The United Kingdom has stated that only international students coming in for their Doctor of Philosophy, PhD studies are eligible to bring independence to the country. Many people are getting stuck in UK due to immigration. Don't ask me why we are talking about immigration this morning. It's just part of the reason why we say, ẹ jẹ́ ká jà fún the Yoruba independent and build the education system to allow us to remain inside our territory. As I speak to you right now, I have a Yoruba man that is stuck in China. I got a call from Philippines. The person got to China. The contact to Philobani China have switched off. We are all over the world, as you can see my beautiful map there, all over the world, struggling as people, trying to survive. The reason we are running all over the place is so that we can have a greener pasture. We can have a good opportunity. And traveling is good. My mom has been to 23, if not 23 plus countries around the world. She's been traveling before I was born. So if you have the privilege to travel, it's a great thing to do. But the problem we are having is that many of us running out of Nigeria is nothing more than the fact that Kosishe, how many of you have a job in Nigeria today? And how many of you think that President Bola Tinubu will create the job for the 60% of the Nigerian youth today? Let's be realistic. Okay, you don't want Yoruba nation. Fair enough. You want to remain Nigeria. But do you think that the present administration, and don't tell me that it has just come in, it is still the same APC from Buhari? The only thing is that we are not saying Buhari anymore. We are now saying Tinubu. There's no more say Baba. All we are saying now is Emilokon. Ǹjẹ́ ẹ lè guarantee pé ẹ máa ríṣẹ́ as citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? You might also argue and say, Koiki, ṣé tá bá gba Yoruba nation, ṣá máa ríṣẹ́? Oh yes, a máa ríṣẹ́. Because the moment that we break away from Nigeria, automatically we need a lot of jobs. We need immigration. We need drug enforcement. We need FBI. We need CIA. I'm just saying in terms of the Yoruba one. So that will create the job. We will now have people that have to man the custom. We will need multiple numbers of people. I was having a conversation this morning. Somebody that lived in Dubai that I know very well, a family friend. He could no longer live there because we renewed where he eventually went out of Dubai, is currently back in Nigeria. Oniamanlo as our contact. I remember when I was going to Dubai for the first time after I got my papers. Dubai. So the reason why we are running helter and skelter all over the world is nothing more than the fact that our country cannot provide the basic amenities for us to live as citizens. So Tinubu Omashe, the question is, when is he going to do it? Because Tinubu is taking over from Intibu Aritishe. This is the reason why I am using this opportunity this morning again to say to many of us, this is not the time to be tired. I know the whole thing is becoming stressful. I was listening to one of our mothers that sent me a message last April 21st or something. And she was talking about the signing of the Fulani terrorists and the Yoruba in Abuja regarding farmers and others. And I said that it is our politicians. And olóṣèlú wa ni wọ́n kó wa sínú problem yìí. Gbogbo àwọn ìlú tá à ń sọ pé wọ́n break away from the Soviet Union to Yugoslavia. Ṣé bá wò dáadáa, àwọn náà ní the same pattern báwa náà ṣe ní Western region. Tó bá yẹ pé Western region la ṣe wà nínú ẹ̀, it will be easy for us to force and push our representative to pull us out of Nigeria. But us, in the Western region more, we now have this creation of 36 states plus Abuja. That is a crime against mankind. That is not helping anybody. It could need any impact on our lives. All we hear is Yaya Bello is paying school fees of his children. He's actually taking money from the coffer of the state. Do you know what that means? Arrested. Case law. But because it's Nigeria, no government coffer. He knew that he was leaving. So, salary no, he now took money. Owó tí wọ́n fún state láti fi manage gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú Kogi state. Láti fi máa ṣe ọ̀nà tí ẹ máa fi ní access to basic things of life. Yaya Bello wá yọ $720,000 and some Yoruba people are happy with that. One year and then so what? Atiku Abubakar Bagudu stole so much money while Abacha was there, and is the current Minister for Budget and Planning. So Kilawanso. The same thing Tinubu has done, make himself so wealthy using Lagos State. But Komata, Chepomo Yorubani. Tinubu, remember, ó lọ sí Ọ̀ṣun State at some point. Ó sọ fún Kábíyèsí pé òun lówó ju Kábíyèsí lọ. Ṣó lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún Prince Charles or King Charles rather. You can see the atrocities and the crime that they are perpetrating. Mwambiwo, I'm asking you, how are you doing? Do you think that you would get a job in Nigeria? Okay, you might say, Koiki, but we can establish a business. How many of you can establish a business? I know many people that are running businesses in Nigeria, but it's becoming and proving difficult. Mungoba Baikitilano is about 1,000 naira for a petrol. In a country to need vast amount of petrol, in a country that the resources that we have should be more than enough. And let me first appreciate Omoluabi Apparel and Wanda Milola with Mr. Koiki. Since Tony Woni Baba Yoruba Nation, Leyin Baba Kitoye ati Igboho, we will continue to make sure that we send you things that you will put on. And I've got a new one sent to me again. So if you want one yourself, just to represent, just go on omoluabiapparel.com. You can order these. We are no longer in winter, but the British weather is one kind. So you can always go there. And again, not just that, if you're one that loved something like these, I love to take this when I'm going out. If you're in Nigeria, I don't know how you can order it, but if you're in America, Canada, you can order it from their website and they can send it to you directly. They are called Omoluabi Apparel. So thank you so much. How many people wants to set up a business? In Lutawayi, you can set up a business and that business will either fail or the government will not allow it to fail. Should Tinubu share anything today to make sure that our businesses can survive at least for the next 3 years? How many businesses have collapsed since Tinubu came to power? Or how many businesses have been established? Èèyàn mélòó ló ti establish business lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí Tinubu ti débẹ̀? Or ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní business tẹ́ ń ṣòkòwò, èèyàn mélòó ló ṣì ń survive? I know that there are people that are making ends meet. Láti káràkátà, but how many people? So when we are talking about self-determination, all they think is that we are fighting the government. I did a full analysis of Professor Banja Kitoye. I'm spending a lot of my time to educate us and myself. It's costing me a lot of time, but it's fine because my name will be remembered in the future. Just like Baba Awolowo did for independence. Some of you might be thinking that Yoruba Nation but Awolowo was not even up to my age when they were fighting. And I'm saying fighting, they fought the British for independence. Zik was not my age. Tafa Balewa was not my age. Nígbà tí wọ́n tẹ̀ ń ṣe coup gan sef, àwọn tó run the government níjọ́ náà long, they are not my age. Àwọn Ọbásanjọ́, àwọn Buhari, Babangida, they are in their 30s. Àwọn fún iná ní option pé àwa ta pé 40 nísìnyí sọ fún yín pé ọ̀nà báyìí làbáyọ, àwọn kan ní no, ó ti sọ àwọn ọ̀nà yóò kì í ṣàbáyọ, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa tẹ̀síwájú ká máa fọlọ́run tì. The UK doesn't, like I told you yesterday, the UK doesn't believe in any religion, but they accept all religion to practice as long as tó bá ti fi religion tiẹ̀ kò fi kó bá tẹlòmíì. But in Nigeria today, we expect Jesus Christ to fix the basic things of life for us. It is not going to happen. We are living in denial. We are just fools that believe that when we call God, God would automatically give us electricity. The country is becoming too big to be managed. Mukeyin agbalagba ten worieto. Mukeyin yawa, eyin baba mi, eyin aunties wa, eyin sisters wa. Mo kí gbogbo wa níbikíbi tí olúkálùkù wa ti wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Not that the Yoruba people are lazy. Not that the Yoruba people are tired. But the politicians have frustrated our lives. And we have just accepted it as Tolomba sọ pé òun bọ̀. Ìgbà tó bá dé náà ni. No, Ọlọ́run wá síbi kankan. Ọlọ́run wá. Àwa ti sọ fún Ọlọ́run, Ọlọ́run ti gbóhùn wa. Àwa ni ká wá react. kò ṣe pé ká jáde ká gbé kóńgó jáde, kò ṣe pé jáde ká máa dàlúrú. A lè gba ẹ̀tọ́ wa láì dàlúrú, olóyè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. But ǹjẹ́ a ready láti ṣe òṣùkùn ká wà ní odindi báyìí? Or nígbà tá a bá ti wà lódindi, ìgbà yẹn làwọn kan á tún máa béèrè pé odindi yẹn kí ló dé tó ṣe jẹ́ odindi, ẹ ṣe jẹ́ ká pín sí méjì, which is exactly what happened in the movement when Duke Onitiri, that is, she's currently on the run. Gbogbo ìtí ìjìnlẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. I was listening to Lady K, good analysis and good presentation. Mo ti gbọ́ tán máa lọ gbọ́ tí bá ṣe tán. Wọ́n wá mú mind yín, especially ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé. Wọ́n wá mú mind yín, wọ́n mú kúrò láàrin ìrìn àjò. Wọ́n divert látara pé ojú ń kán gbogbo wa. Ojú ń kán èmi náà. Ó mú mi pé ká ti gba country, ká ti wà nínú ẹ̀, ká ti máa operate. But it takes a lot of obstacles. It takes a lot of barriers. It takes a lot of things to break that gene. First and foremost, we are fighting a spiritual warfare. Because àwọn tó kó Nàìjíríà papọ̀ in 1914, they've lived with us. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé we are spiritual people. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé a máa ń ní àwọn nǹkan tá à ń ṣe within all the indigenous people. Ó láwọn nǹkan tá à ń pè, ó láwọn ògèdè tá à ń pè, ó ní Jésù tẹ́ ń pè, ó lànàbí tẹ́ ń pè, but ó láwọn nǹkan tá à ń pè tí wọ́n understand it. So nígbà tó ń create Nigeria, wọ́n mọ̀ pé táwọn ò bá ṣàwọn nǹkan kò ní last. The reason why Nigeria has lasted up to today is because Nigeria fúnra rẹ̀ ó wà nínú òkùnkùn. Lóòótọ́ ìlú tó ń ṣàdúrà rẹpẹtẹ ni. Go on the social media. Àwa la fẹ́ pọ̀ jù níbi pé wọ́n ń gbàdúrà 24/7. There's nothing wrong in that. But the spiritual side of things tí ó jẹ́ ká wá focus lé lórí àwọn tó ń gbàdúrà yẹn ni pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá k'Ọlọ́run bá wa tú jáde kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. But they are not doing that. Wọ́n ní ká máa pray fún Nàìjíríà. Kódà kí Nàìjíríà lè prosper. Àwọn bàbá Adébáyọ̀, àwọn bàbá Adébóyè, irọ́ ló ń pa. I can tell you that. I am not against him, but irọ́ ni bàbá yẹn pa. If Baba Adébóyè of Redeem continue to tell you to pray for Nigeria, he's lying. He is lying. I am telling you that. He is a liar. Irọ́ ló ń pa because there is nothing called Nigeria. Ọlọ́run kọ́ ló create Nigeria. Ẹni kí bàbá yẹn sọ bí tọ́lọ́run ti create Nigeria fún wa. A human being created Nigeria. A human being that was frustrated. Tí kò rí love. Lugard left UK nítorí pé kò rí ìfẹ́ tó fẹ́. Ẹni tó fẹ́ tọ́jọ́ padà láti India kò rí ẹni yẹn fẹ́ ló ṣe dẹni tó lọ sí expedition tó ṣe dẹni tó dé Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n mú Lugard wá láti Hong Kong ni. So when people are now saying that ẹ máa dúró kí Kúmúyì sọ fún yín pé Nàìjíríà ó sì máa da, irọ́ làwọn bàbá yẹn pa. Wọ́n mọ̀ dájú pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gangan ló yẹ ká máa ṣàdúrà fún bá ṣe máa bọ́ nínú ìdì àti tọ́kọ wa sínú ẹ̀. But they've turned it to a business franchise. Every one of them have branches all over the world, from UK to America to Canada. It's entirely up to you to believe in them. But níbi tí ọpọlọ tàwa délé ni, we are not criticizing the religion, but we are questioning why they continue to fool us. Pé Nigeria ní ọ̀nà àbáyọ, knowing fully well pé kò sọ́nà àbáyọ nínú Nigeria. It is all lie. So it is entirely up to you not to get tired and weak, because that is exactly what they want you to do. The same Paul Adefarasin, ó jáde, ó ní constitution yìí a lè fi ṣe anything nínú Nigeria. Yet he went ahead and supported Tinubu to become the president. Kí wá ní Tinubu fẹ́ fi constitution ẹ̀ ṣe? Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ìyá mi Esther Adetoun Ewetuga JP. Adeboye knows that one Nigeria is a scam. I am not against him, and I have not talked about him in a bad way. Because mo mọ̀ pé yẹn kan nísìn, you get freaked out. Tó bá ti pa àwọn bàbá ẹ̀, you get freaked out. I understand your feelings. We are not against him, but I am saying to you categorically that every single one of them, àti gbogbo àwọn àfáà àti imam, Akeugba Gold knows definitely that there's no one Nigeria. But rather than for them, I want to be very careful, because whoa, they collide with the government, because they can pick them up. The government can pick Adeboye. Kò mí pé torí ó jẹ́ ó lè pick ẹ̀ tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ju bó ṣe yọ lọ, wọ́n lè pick ẹ̀. But there's a way that they can tell us that Yoruba people ọ̀nà àbáyọ ni pé ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbàdúrà kí Elédùmarè, kí Jésù Kristi kó yọ wá kúrò nínú ewu. Bọ̀kọ́ máa sọ fún yín pé ká pray for Nigeria. Irọ́ ló wà níbẹ̀. Because nígbà tó máa establish Nigeria, nobody was praying for it. Bí a nígbà tí Lugard àti girlfriend ẹ̀ bọ́tẹ̀ ìgbà tó ń create Nigeria gan bí àwọn ṣe jigijigi. Bóyá nínú ìdọ̀tí yẹn, because sometimes, ìdọ̀tí náà ni, because àwọn wà very dirty. Bí a nígbà yẹn ló create Nigeria, because nígbà tí Flora Shaw wá, ló ń bi Lugard pé kí ló dé tó ń ronú tó tó yìí? Kí ló ṣe é tó ń ronú tó tó yìí? Kí ló ṣe é tó ń ronú? Ó náà wọ́n wo orúkọ tó ń máa pe the north àti south. Nìyẹn wá ní kí ló ń rò tó tó yẹn? Niger area, ó wà níbi omi, because Lugard was living in somewhere around Kogi State as at that period. Ó súnmọ́ mi. Pé wọ́n ní Niger area. The word Nigeria was just one country that was established by àwọn òyìnbó tí Lugard ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún as the governor administrator. And if we are going to come out of this bondage, we would all have to be together, to be strong, to be very, very strong, and not give up. Tinubu is the weak element. We know he's the weak element because pressure tó wà lórí ẹ̀ nísìn, ó máa difficult fún un, but we are praying that maybe tọ́lọ́run bá bá wa kó sí nínú àrò tọ̀nà pé ìran Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ dá dúró. That would not mean that we would have hatred for the north, the southeast, and the middle belt. It will only mean that we can control our own territory, just like Dr. Richard Montegori, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, ní Abuja ní àná, ó sọ fáwọn newsmen during an interview pé òun sorry gan, the policy of the education system in UK is changing for international students, and you will not be able to bring your dependent into the UK anymore, apart from tó bá jẹ́ pé ó ń bọ̀ wá ṣe PhD. The question then is, ṣé ẹni tó ètò ẹ̀ tí jẹun kánú, àwọn tó ń wá kàwé nílùú yìí tó náà wá ṣe degree kan or degree kejì, is just a leverage for them to leave Nigeria. Kò ṣe pé wọ́n lówó yẹn, ẹlòmíì ta gbogbo property. Like I said as at yesterday, a man called me, ìyàwó wà níbí, ọmọ wà níbí, wọ́n náà wọ́n ní owó táwọn máa fi rè ní ìwé yẹn, mọ́ǹtì dẹ̀ nìkan lọ ní. They've spent, mo bí wọ́n pé gbà ó lọ́dẹ, they've been here already like 2 years. Wọ́n ti ná owó tó pọ̀ already. Wọ́n máa wonder pé ìbọn kí ló dé tí wọ́n kúrò Nàìjíríà tó bá mọ̀ páwọn ní lówó. Is because the system is not favoring anybody and everybody's thinking about a future where you can have a better opportunity. So lóòótọ́, some of us are getting weak and tired. Lórí ìrìn àjò pé àmọ́ bí tí kí ni fi já sí, ó máa já síbi tó dà. But don't expect nothing that is not going to be a lot of obstacles. The obstacles are there around us. The obstacle is big. The obstacle is bigger than what some of us do not understand. Sherry, I keep using the Apapa port. Apapa port is very, very strategic and important in Africa, West Africa, because the amount of goods Tongwa Apapa need on a daily basis means that people that are controlling it from outside Nigeria do not want to lose it. Any country tó bá ní omi, dáwà ṣe ní Southwest, it is one of the biggest opportunity you can think of. But lẹ́ni nísìn, àwa la lómi, but àwa nìyà ń jẹ. And they are pushing. Wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe Calabar kìíní kan, gbogbo kìíní yẹn. They are just trying to make sure that they continue to use Lagos as their project. If you think that your governors will be on your side, they will never be on our side. I've told you that so many times. I have had breakfast this morning. You don't need to know what I ate. Many Yoruba people kò tẹ̀ tí mo tó fẹ́ jẹ láti aago méjìlá fi lọ lò báyìí. Kò ṣe pé kò wọ́n kọ́ jẹun. It's just that the means to eat is proving very difficult on a daily basis. And we are saying to so many of you at home, you are getting weak and you are getting tired and frustrated. But the Yoruba country will come. How soon is what I don't know, but with our collective effort. If we are not tired, oh yes, we get tired. I've sat here for like 2 hours before I started the program, responding to messages. I think 2 calls came through. Yeah, no, one. One of our uncle here called me. He actually sent a message and said I should call him. And I called, no, Mutiba Nigeria Soro. And I've spoken to somebody here in UK, and I've done a lot of replying of messages that have been accumulated on my phone. Messages to send lati April, mo ṣe reply. It was sent lati February, mo ṣe reply. So, we get tired. But we have to keep the spirit burning. That in Tomu Babaki, àwọn baba wo lọ́wọ́, to push, to make so much effort, lati convince, lati negotiate. Because anything is like, kakoloja. Number one, we don't have the means to fight the government. Ní owó yẹn lọ́wọ́, lówó ìbọn, lówó ọta, lówó RPG. But think about that. Gbogbo kini ẹ wà nínú Nigeria. There's vast amount of it in Nigeria that we can make use of. Ibikíbi tó bá kó sí àwa àlọ́kọ̀ jáde. But before it can get to that stage, all we can be doing is just what we are doing right now. Continue to enlighten and give all the reasons. Àwọn kan máa wà tó máa bá yín argue. Oníbọ̀bọ̀ kan tí máa ń follow ní North. Is into is into agriculture. Yeah, Retsin Adakie. How many people know him? How many people have heard about him before? I've supported his project. He's into big time farming in the North. Retsin Tadhiki Lorukwe Lori Instagram. How many people know this guy? And how many people follow him? He's a staunch supporter of the APC. Big supporter of the APC. I've known him prior before the whole Yoruba nation or the APC. I picked something from his page few weeks back, and I want to see if I can read it out. I'm on his Instagram page right now. Moki Bugwale Nkwasi. Moki Omode, Moki Agbalagba. Moki Arugbo. I'm trying to see which of the posts that I want to talk about. Not this one. Because there was one that he actually criticized Tinubu. I think it's this one. He posted on the April 22 last month with a crop of something I'm going to read out. Retain 530 billion naira CBN funds. Cardoso likely to request reimbursement. This followed the temporary aesthetic play anthem. Well, I'll do that just after that. Let me do that right now because we've done close to an hour already and we've not even, play the anthem. So let's play the anthem and then we'll continue the program. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI and popularly known called Koikimedia. If you think that Nigeria is what and it's going to work, you can come and argue that with me any day, anytime, and we can square it out. And don't come and tell me leadership problem. The problem is far beyond leadership problem.
Tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire.
realized it was a little bit dark. The only problem is now I have to give my wife money for electricity. Moki, mama to be lomo. Think about anybody. My brother Makim Sini. Because as a mother, that the son is online and with so many calls from our friends, Alaja, Omoyin, I'm talking about when we started. Those that knows when I've toned down a little bit, and you always have to at some point, because tó bá ṣe tí àwọn àgbàlagbà bá ní kó ṣe, that means pé o fẹ́ tẹ́jú àgbàlagbà mọ́lẹ̀. Ó easy kí máa kọ̀ wá kí máa sọ pé kò ní dá fún wọn, a máa jà blah 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 blah. And when I went to Nigeria, and after I met Iku Baba Yeye and some few people that is not for public consumption, Chris Conver died, I eventually came back to UK and I toned down, and I listened a lot to my mom and my wives, and a lot of you that also call me and say, Koiki, we know how passionate you are about the movement. Many people were scared about me coming to 2023 because we're Montafiche. Even though whatever we were planning to do will still be classified, and I'll leave that like that. But one thing I can tell you is that I love Babakitoye so much, and Igbowo. And I gave them my assurance that if everybody get tired and give up on this movement, I will be the last person to do so. I gave them my words that I will continue to make sure that we use the little knowledge. A brother just posted something now, Femi Adeyemi said, your wisdom is beyond this planet. I don't have much wisdom. It's just that the wisdom thing now for but God be me dada. So don't get tired and don't give up. And I will say Dubai law Kotofun independent. They tried, they worked hard in the cold weather. Britain was not ready to give that independence as at the time they were asking for. It was just too early. Maybe we should have waited a little bit longer when we asked for that independence. But the whole thing was that Britain knew what they were doing. Warikwe Irantiwa is a special being. Let me say this to you. Britain during that era, if oríṣiríṣi ni wọ́n dá fún wọn nípa wa táwọn bàbá yẹn níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn. So they knew so much about us through Ifá. Ifá sọ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ fún wọn tí wọ́n archive. So today, when we are now saying Afe Daduro, wọ́n mọ̀ pé something is pushing this movement beyond physical being. Ìjókòó tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ is bigger than us. Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń gbé jáde gbogbo wa is bigger than us, but there is just something that is pushing it. And the world knows now that it's either they allow it to go, or the consequences of not allowing it to go will come back on them as well. So let's go back to Rexing. And welcome to those of you that have just joined us on Instagram. Share the program, which most of you don't do. And clicking that thumbs up doesn't cost you a penny. I don't understand why people come into the program, 58 watching, 10 people thumbs up. I do the same thing I asked you at other platforms. Emma fiwa koma muti ati mafiwa je bread in ile. Ekpin ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jáde. I don't want to be mentioning the names of those churches that you share their program to me. I just want to leave it like that. But I listen to them, and at every interval during their worship, they are telling you to share the link. And you are more than happy to share it to even Muslims. More than don't share in Christians, whether I believe in it or not. So kí ló wá dé tá máa ní kẹ́ share program. Àwọn church tó ní kẹ́ share yẹn, ṣé wọ́n ní kẹ́ share torí pé kó lè bá rówó? No, wọ́n fẹ́ pé kẹ́ lọ pé àwọn èèyàn wá sínú ìgbàlà. That is the whole idea. Purpose tẹ̀sẹ̀ ní kẹ́ share nìyẹn náà. Àtàwọn mọ́ṣáláṣí. That is the reason why they are telling you to share it. So that they can get more people and probably listen, not literally donate to them. Bóyá wọ́n lè rí ìgbàlà. Bóyá ẹni tó bá sick, ó lè wá reverse. I am not here to query all that. Ẹni tá dúró ẹ̀ bá ń gbà níbì kan. But what I'm saying is that kí ló wá ń find it difficult tó bá ti di pé kẹ́ wá sórí program, kẹ́ má share program, ká ṣe má bẹ̀ yín pé ẹ bá wa share program yìí. And you know that you should share it. Taba Kukusi live missing. Is either you're watching the previous one that we've done that is not live. This is the live program. Live you have to see intent to, because live gives you the current how things are running in the program. Just share the program. Love it. Comment. Ẹlòmíì akọ jókòó síbẹ̀ bí orí rẹ̀ sì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ẹ máa ṣe bàtẹ́ pé ẹ mọ̀ tá à ń sọ, ẹ dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nǹkan tá à ń sọ títọ́ ni. But irọ́ wọ́n ti fi ba gbogbo ayé gbogbo ajẹ́ àtẹ̀yìn bàbá tẹ́ wà ní 60, 70. Kí bàbá 70 ṣì máa sọ fún wa pé Nàìjíríà máa da. Mo fi ṣépè láàárọ̀ yìí. Torí ìpele ẹ kí fi ránṣẹ́ sí yín. How can a man of 70 years old, a woman of 70 years old, kó ṣì máa sọ fún àwa 40 years old, at 30 years different, pé Nàìjíríà máa da? Àtẹ̀gbọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tí àwọn ní làákàyè. Gbogbo àwọn tó bí in the 90s. Mo ti ṣe analysis yẹn rí. Bọ̀bọ̀ tó bá Anthony Joshua jà. Ọmọ Ukraine àbí kankan bẹ́ẹ̀. Nígbà tí wọ́n pín Ukraine ní ó dà pé wọ́n bí. Tó pín tí Soviet Union pín. My program is not for you to come out, kẹ́ máa fi ṣe fàájì, kẹ́ máa fi tayín. No. This is a serious conversation that involves lives of people. Mo ní mo ti báyọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ní China stroke Hong Kong àti Philippines látànà sẹ́mi. Ọmọ Yorùbá gbéra lọ sí China ó ti get stuck. Àti Philippines ló ti pè mí. Ẹni tí mo ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ní Hong Kong ní Mr. Koiki, èmi gan lè cross border. Torí pé border yẹn ó ní agbára. How did we get to all this? Tàwọn sáré kiri. Torí ẹni tó fún China visa kò mọ̀ pé purpose China visa ni pé lọ ṣe business kó padà lọ́lọ́ ẹ̀. Those countries are not there for us to go and live. But the Chinese bá wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ wo bó ṣe operate. Ẹ wo fídíò kan lórí X, how Chinese man was beating some Africans. But we are love to live in denial. Ẹ̀yin ò ní ìgboyà. Àwa tá wá ní ìgboyà support wa náà. Àwa tá ní ìgboyà kò ẹ jẹ́ fẹ́ àwa sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn. Tèbójú tèmi lọ́kùnkùn rí ẹ̀yin ẹ fà wá sílẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wọn. Kẹ́ wò bí wọ́n máa ṣe nǹkan kan fún wa. Kò sí nǹkan kan tó lè ṣe. Torí apá Ọlọ́run ká. They've tried. And they're still trying. But apá Ọlọ́run ká. Apá Jésù Kristi ká. Apá Ànábì ká. Apá Ifá ká. They're trying. And I love my mom because there are some things that she said, no. Fìyẹ́ but apá Ọlọ́run ká. Ẹ wò mí dáadáa. Ẹ wò mí dáadáa. Kò sí tẹ́lẹ̀ fi wá ṣe lágbára Jésù Kristi. Ẹ gbìyànjú lóòótọ́, but kò sí tẹ́lẹ̀ fi wá ṣe. Ẹ lè hold ẹni, but ẹ lè deny. Yorùbá máa lọ. Tinubu lè dá dúró. Amẹ́ríkà tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn kò lè dá dúró. It's either they do us kájọ ṣe or kó fọ́mọ́ àwọn náà lórí. It is beyond human brain. Àwọn ò ríran, àwọn tó tẹ̀ ń ríran wọ́n sọ gbogbo ẹ̀dẹ́lẹ̀ fún yín. Àwọn ò ríran, but àwa mọ̀ pé àsìkò ti tó tí Yorùbá máa bọ́ nínú oko ẹrú. Tásìkò bá tó, irú èmi ò ní wà lórí ìjókòó, irú Lédìkẹ́ ò ní máa ṣe, Yèyé Dára ò ní máa ṣe, ọmọ Olúkọ̀ ò ní máa ṣe, ọmọ Abíọ́dún Jabir, Yorùbá World Media, gbogbo abẹ́ẹ̀bẹ́. Nǹkan míì la máa ṣe. Nǹkan míì la máa ṣe. So in tó mú wa máa gbẹ́nu lé nǹkan tá à ń gbẹ́nu lé, tá à dẹ̀ gbẹ́nu kúrò ńbẹ̀, ó máa lọ. A máa bọ́. Orúkọ àní bọ́. Máa ní dey play. Dey play, a máa bọ̀. Nítorí pé nígbà tí wọ́n máa gba independent, I'm sure pé níjọ́ náà long àkọ́ ní document tó prove it, video wise, audio wise, bí technology tó wà lẹ́ni nísìn. Àwọn kan á máa sọ fáwọn bàbá owó lọ́wọ́ pé ẹ lè gba òmìnira lọ́wọ́ àwọn òyìnbó. Wọ́n máa sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹ lè gba òmìnira. Because àwọn òyìnbó níjọ́ náà long, they are like another God in our present. Àwọn òyìnbó ọjọ́ náà long, they are not just wicked, they are like gods. Torí àrà tó dá ní Áfíríkà, ọlọ́mọ ẹ̀ka tó rí irú àrà yẹn mọ́. Wọ́n dára. They took advantage. And you know, I know that. But for the fact that I'm trying to distort history, pé ìyẹn ká fi sílẹ̀, mọ àwọn tí wọ́n kó lọ yẹn, inú pain ló fi kẹ́lòmíì lọ. Inú ìnira ló fi gbé ẹlòmíì. Inú ìnira ló fi gbé kúrò nínú ilé ẹ̀. Tọ́dẹ̀ gbé dé ẹni tó ń lọ sí ìrìn àjò tí kò dẹ̀ dé ìrìn àjò yẹn, wọ́n jù sínú omi látara pé ó sick. Some of you don't know what the slave trade is all about. Ẹ kàn ń gbọ́ létí ni. Ẹ tí ì rí the feelings of it. Tó bá ń gbé ní UK, fàyè sílẹ̀ kó lọ sí Liverpool, kó lọ sí Slave Museum, kó lọ wo the feelings of how this bastard dealt with us. Àwọn yẹn ni wọ́n wá ń gbàdúrà pé ká sì keep heritage in tó ń pè ní Nàìjíríà látara pé ìwọ ti escape or látara pé ìwọ wà lára àwọn tó ń jẹ nínú system. Go to Liverpool. Wàá sunkún sínú pé ara tẹ dáre fún wa. So if you are lucky to be free, remember that our forefathers were not allowed to be free. Let's go back to Red Sin. And I'm just moving around without just the most focus of the topic today is this is not the time to be tired. Àsìkò yìí kọ́ níyàn sọ pé ó sú òun àbó rẹ̀ òun. Ọ̀rọ̀ pé ó rẹ̀ mí ò sí nínú ẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ odò wa tá máa fi débi tá à ń lọ. Nǹkan tó bá lè ṣe nínú ẹ̀ ni kò lè ṣe. Tó bá jẹ́ pé kó máa pín program ni wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe máa pín, máa comment. Àwọn kan jókòó wa máa sọ pé gbogbo tó ń ṣe yẹn fàbú ni kò sí nǹkan tó máa work. Ẹ sọ fún wọn pé tásìkò bá tó fòrọ̀ máa là. Gbogbo tá a ṣe ń ṣe torí pé bí àṣà Yorùbá wù yìí àìtí fa wèrè lọ́yàn ni. Wallahi ta'ala sema billahi lazila huwa. Tá bá fa wèrè lọ́yàn gidi, tá fa gidi lọ́tùn lósì, tá fa níbi, tá fa gbogbo ẹ̀. Surutu máa tú rẹpẹtẹ, gbogbo àwọn politicians yẹn máa sáré. Wallahi ta'ala sema billahi lazila huwa wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀. But fẹ́ ṣe yẹn torí pé ọmọlúàbí tó sì wà nínú ara wa yẹn wọ́n ní wèrè. Mo máa sọ fún yín. Àwọn olóṣèlú ò ní wèrè, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ọ̀tá tó ní wọ́n ní wèrè. But ṣó wá da kọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá máa bá ọmọ Yorùbá jà. That is what they want. They were pushing for that. Pé bóyá Ìgbòho bá kó àwọn èèyàn jáde, a máa bá wọn tí wọ́n jà. Ẹ̀já wa máa sùn lọ. Àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Ìtọ́fẹ́ nìyẹn. But Bàbá Akíntóyè ní kò ní jẹ́ violent. Kàkà kó di violent, a máa tẹ̀ síwájú in a non-violent way. Because ìtọ́fẹ́ nìyẹn. Ìtàwọn òyìnbó lórí burúkú dẹ̀ ń dúró dè nìyẹn. Àwọn òyìnbó ń dúró dè pé kó di èṣù kó kóbọn fáwọn kan, kó kóbọn wọlé ká máa fìbọn para wa. That is what they're waiting for. Èyí táyà ọmọ Yorùbá máa wà in one block. Yes, a sì máa ṣe government ara wa. In don't pay me self-determination. You will control your resources. You will have your own true identity, and you will still be able to do politics. Wọ́n ṣe politics nílùú yìí. Conservative rọ́pọ̀ ló máa wọlé fún mayor election. Àwọn Muslims sọ fún wọn pé àwa máa dìbò fún Sadiq Khan. Èmi ò dìbò. Ìbò tó lọ tán ìmú òdì. No, I refuse to vote. Personally, I did not vote, and I'm telling you the honest truth. Èmi ò vote. But mayor tó wọlé Sadiq Khan yẹn, àwọn Muslim ló dìbò fún. What did they let? Because they believe in him. Gbogbo ọ̀nà Bradford yẹn, ìlú yìí máa change within the next 30 years. In táwọn Muslim yẹn bá wọn fà ní ìlú yìí. Gbogbo ọ̀nà Bradford, Leicester yẹn, gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn in another 30 years. Kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kó òyìnbó kan ṣe máa gbé láàrin wọn. The demographic area is changing. Mo follow àwọn òyìnbó kan, they are becoming concerned. Wọ́n ti gbàlú ìmọ̀ wa lọ́wọ́. Èmi a máa sọ pé nígbà táwọn bàbá ńlá yín tọ́lọ́tọwọ́ bọ̀ wàhálà. Ẹ̀rù báwa nìkan ni wọ́n fìyà jẹ ni. Ìlú ìfìyà jẹ India. Wọ́n fìyà jẹ India tó ń ṣe kékeré. The same problem tó create ní ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, wọ́n create times 10 ní India, Pakistan. Àwọn wá ń sọ nísìn pé wọ́n ti ń gbalẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn lọ́wọ́ ní bíbá. Wọ́n bímọ bí ṣọpọ̀nà. Àwọn tá à ń sọ wí. Mélòó láwa ń bí? Ìyàwó ẹ̀ bá ti bí mẹ́rin ní sápàdé mọ́, àná wọn ò bímọ mọ́. Àwọn ìlú kìíní kan, wọ́n ń bí lọ́pẹ́ 8-12 bá ṣe ń bí nìyẹn. Wọ́n fẹ́ ìyàwó méjì nílùú yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín. Àwọn ará bí tí mo sọ yìí, wọ́n fẹ́ ìyàwó méjì, ìyàwó mẹ́ta. Mọ́ tán ṣe ni, wọ́n produce ni. Problem tá a máa ní nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, tá a bá tètè control immigration wa, ká gbalẹ̀ wa padà. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí ìwọ tó ń gbé nílùú òyìnbó, Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ó lè padà sílé. Because there will be more than us, especially the northerners. Ẹ wo bó ṣe ń bímọ bí ẹrú. Mélòó làwọn ń bí? Ọmọ mélòó là ń bí? Àwọn bímọ rẹpẹtẹ. Àwọn ọmọ yẹn bọ́ ló ń kó wọn sí. They keep dumping them back in the south. Ẹ lọ gbọ́ nǹkan tí gọ́vnà wọn sọ. Pé wọ́n take care north because wọ́n gbé pressure north, wọ́n gbé lórí south. Àwa wá gbé ẹrù ẹlẹ́rù. A gbé ẹrù Nàìjíríà. Ó wá ti kí gbogbo wa lọ́rùn báyìí. Àwa ní ká relieve ara wa, ká gbé sílẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ a gbé Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ ká lè tẹ̀síwájú. Ìyẹn ló ń dìjà láàrin gbogbo wa. Wọ́n náà fẹ́ràn Tinubu. Wọ́n náà fẹ́ bàjọba ẹ̀jẹ̀. Wọ́n náà ní mission. Wọ́n náà ní agenda. Tó dá kí Yorùbá máa gbé gbogbo ẹrù Nàìjíríà sórí ká má dé jàǹfààní kankan. We are becoming third-class citizens on our soil. A lè compete pẹ̀lú àwọn Igbo. Báwọn ṣe ń gba owó dis tó yé gbogbo wa. Wọ́n make a lot on the territory and the soil. Àwọn northerners, àwọn ní agenda. Àwa wà láàárín wọn. To support us, you can do it through my PayPal, musakalam1@yahoo.com. Ẹ bá fi message yẹn síta. See if somebody wants to give us some kind of small donation, and we appreciate. If you're on Instagram, I will disconnect and come back. As you all know, it is only one hour. I want to find one your way. We are very, very accommodating people, and we are still accommodating. But ẹrù tá ń gbé yìí, ó ti wọ̀ wá lọ́rùn. Ó ti ṣe kí ni? Ó ti wọ̀ wá lọ́rùn. Àwa rí àṣeyọrí. And we are saying that there are options now. Nobody's fighting APC, PDP, but we are saying that those options is not viable as it stands today. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pull out. Mo kí gbogbo ìyá mi ẹ má bínú pé mo ti kí yín dáadáa. Bẹ́ ṣe ń wọlé lọ́tùn lósì. Ẹ̀yin alálùbáríkà, ẹ̀yin bàbá dáadáa. Ẹ̀yin sisters mi, a brother's me. I could be in Nigeria and I could also be a tout. I have told you that. I could be in Nigeria, kémi náà máa gba owó orí títì, kémi kọ́ fún mi ní junction kan, táwọn ọ̀kadà máa gba owó tí máa gba owó lórí ẹ̀. I could be in Nigeria and I could just also not be involved in the movement. But for the fact that we are innate, we are losing a lot in terms of revenue, but we are happy that at least we are making effort in our own little ways with what we can do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mobile phones in front of me and 2 laptops. At least, bí a ti yàn kan bá gbọ́, bí a gbé yẹ̀wò pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó arákùnrin dẹ̀ sọ, ó náà kó dẹ̀ make sense. If not, Koiki ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ rí òpin. Ẹja wa bá ṣe máa wá leader tó dáa, ká join politics. Do you think that when we join the politics, we can change the narrative? Ká lọ the political party, like one of my brother, Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan l'America. That's the message he keeps sending to me. I've not blocked him, but I find it irritating. Ìgbòho ní crowd Koiki. Ẹ jẹ́ ká change the strategy yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lo crowd Ìgbòho ká lọ set up political party. Ká wá fi contest. Ká gba Southwest. Ká wá máa fi yẹn ṣe bá ṣe máa pull out nínú Nigeria. Do we really need to do that? I don't think so. But everybody has different ways and views of seeing things. Lóòótọ́ ní agree on one uniformity. But ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ agree pé ṣé Nigeria pé wa nísìn? Okay, tó bá pé wọ, what about the future of the rest of those that will be born after táwa bá ti lọ? We pray for long life. We pray to live and also live with our parents up to their old age. But is Nigeria going to favor us, regardless of wherever you are in Nigeria or outside Africa, Europe, or the Asia continent? But I will appreciate us before the end of the program. Let's quickly finish the write-up from Rexon, Kimalo Bagui, and I'll take it again. Retain 530 billion Naira CBN funds. Cardoso likely to request reimbursement. And I'll open the phone line and you tell Lori Koikimedia Instagram. You would have to join the other platform because I'm Afiyefi open phone line so that you can also contribute and add your own 1 or 2 messages. But the message today is all about we should not be tired and we should not give up. This is not the time. There is only one solution. That solution is the total amalgamation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is possible. It is doable. It has been done before. Up to 2011, I think Sudan is the newest country. But prior to that, East Timor was a country, though they fought for 30 years. We have been fighting for 60 years as well in terms of being part of Nigeria. Don't be deceived by all these glamour that you see on the social media when they post that they are doing party weddings. No, that is not the true picture of the Yoruba people. The Yoruba people are in danger. This followed the temporary halt of all the CBN support funds by the current governor of the central bank, OLAYOMI KOIKI. Currently, I do get a lot of top story coming up. That's why, as a journalist, you want to see what is happening quickly. Because there's a lot happening around the world. Currently, there are 9 banks that still owed more than 530 billion naira in unutilized intervention funds on their financial books. That's a staggering amount of money that can help you to start up something, no matter how small. From First Bank and all our mothers that are listening. It's a bank holiday in UK. The children are not in school, even though my house looks quiet, but they're just upstairs because they know I'm live on my program. After reviewing the recent financial statement of the bank, it was observed that they still retain funds received from the central bank designed for distribution to recipients. There's a lot of money that flow in between Nigeria, and I'm not joking. Àwọn owó kan wà tó ń lọ tó kàn máa ń lọ. But ṣe rí àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa owó yẹn, the moment owó yẹn bá ti jáde báyìí, lọ ti gbàsí fún láàrin méjì, wọ́n ti cut it out. So by the time tówó yẹn gan máa fi ní kó dé ibi tó yẹ kó dé, it is not enough. And that is why many people are not getting the benefit of being the citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as we speak today. Now, this is the response from Retsin. When Nigerians are ready, they will blame those who were the saboteurs and did everything to make things unworkable in Buhari's attempt to feed Nigeria. So Lokware, he believed that people were doing saboteur to make things unworkable for Buhari's attempt to feed Nigeria. How true that is, I don't know. But you can ask yourself, was Buhari truly ready to feed Nigeria and some people sabotage it? Is Tinubu ready to fix Nigeria and some people will sabotage it? And who are those people? If we are having that difficulties, we don't know when the next rally is. We expect people to go and donate first in the YSDM before we can be talking about rally, because you need money to run a rally. And thank you so much. If we know that people will sabotage for the development of Nigeria, why then we do not allow Nigeria to dissolve so that it becomes very much closer for us to know? Because in UK, as an example, there's a lot of corruption that goes on in this country. Oh, Lord of mercy. Huge corruption. There's a lot of fraud that goes on in this country. But one thing is that even if they do not catch up with you now, they will catch up with you at some point. Fraud on Shelley, from the hospital to the rail network, to the transport system, to the council, name it. And I'm talking about UK. Fraud. F-R-A-U-D. Fraud in Shelley. Need Louis. Kama itetiwa saw Africa to their way. Nobody is going after the real criminals. They might tell you that they're going after the real criminals, but we know that they are not. He went further to say, this noise everywhere is not looking at the challenge with intervention between 2015 and 2023 that is still here, unfortunately, today. I had a personal and corporate experience with one of these banks that had around 100 billion naira for agricultural intervention, and they did not disburse it in 2021/2022. So who took the money, or what was the money used for? Money that was meant to be disbursed for agricultural purpose by a bank, according to Rexin, Adahike01 on Instagram, was not used for that purpose. And the Wawa Nibe, Ono Nidowo, official agricultural. I remember, I can't have the exact time, I think either 2016, 2017. Ni Kobakwe, I had a visitation to a farm, a rice farm, because I was interested in seeing how we can bring Ofada rice to UK, and hopefully we can use that as a trade and make money and all that. So I was having a conversation, and I went to Kobakwe. And when we went there, I saw the farm is a big farm. Again, as usual, no support from the government and no support from the bank to disburse the work from farmer. We went down, and the man was saying to me, the allocation tobacco as Ogun State is not used or given to the farmers. So, any she farming had access to that money. And what to real farmer, and all this is happening because we have a system in Nigeria that literally was designed to fail. Things that should be automated refuse to be automated, and you cannot automate things. I can set up a thing in this house. The only problem I will have is timba sonwo no. about disconnect, or if there's an emergency. And I can automate a lot of things in this house, and I can travel for the next 6 months, and I'll be getting the feed from this house with another device that I have access to with the internet. Many people in Nigeria and the diaspora are having problems because to buy any business in Nigeria, you cannot automate it for you to get a real, and I'm talking about real-time information. Kódà tó bá tẹ̀ try láti ṣe, it's either àwọn tó gbà síbẹ̀ máa manipulate it, or electricity is just not there to allow you to do it, and many other obstacles. So Rexton is saying that in 2021/2022, there was 100 billion naira. Thank you so much for those of you that are sending that love on Instagram. I am not on TikTok. Please don't ask me to go. I do not believe in TikTok. It's just better for them to keep the terrorists not operating there, because we fought them to go back in, but they refused to. Yeah, Bank of Agriculture. Eshigoni Ijaya Jaya General TV show. Bank of Agriculture. Kò sí ṣìngbọ́n nínú ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé wọ́n qualification wá sí Ogun State, but tó bá ti dé Ogun State, Governor mọ̀ pé owó yẹn ti dé because the Accountant General of the state, and I think Amosun was the one in power in the state at the time. And this happened across. The only problem is pé ó dà pé àwọn northern governors, àwọn máa ń disburse owó yẹn, and that is why they are able to produce enough crops and produce to bring down to the southwest. But our governor ọ̀dọ̀ tiwa, they refuse to invest in agriculture. And you can quote me wrong. I've visited Ogun State when Amosun was in power. Tony Kawa diaspora, Kawa Gbale, Kawa ṣe this, Kawa ṣe that. I was thinking it will be a true picture. Èmi ò tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ mọ̀ pé bó ṣe máa ń ṣe gbogbo presentation wọn tó bá ti ń ṣàwọn event wọn, it's all lies. Eventually, nothing came out of it. It's because these governors, owó yẹn àwọn máa divert sí nǹkan míì. And sometimes owó yẹn ló máa ń fún yín during the election. Owó tó yẹ kó fi invest. Ṣé rántí pé program tá ṣe ní last week, ó ti di week ago nísìnyí. A sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Latvia. Ṣé rántí pé 5%, 5.6% of the produce tí wọ́n ṣe nínú agriculture ló ń padà as part of the export. So Latvia ń fi 5% of their agriculture produce láti fi generate owó padà wá sí inú country wọn. A country that is not up to 2 million, 1.8 million in Latvia. Oyo State local government is 33. We can literally have the whole of Oyo State producing everything tafeje ní southwest àti tama export. But these politicians do not have that vision. What is offering on the vision here? They are always going to tell you that, but we know that they are not. It's all lies. It is more than 530 billion retained. I would say over 1 trillion. What of the funds they use for businesses not associated with intervention? Most of these banks took intervention loan, and instead of giving it to smallholder farmers, commercial farmers, manufacturers, processors, producers, etc., they use it to buy forex and give it to traders with daily turnover, and the real sector was totally ignored. They are friends to japa and add value to foreign currency, while Nigeria got nothing. Immediately, your business model requires long-term planning, investment, and management. The banks look away for a way to frustrate your application, and in most cases, kill it. You will apply for 5 billion naira, they will approve 3 billion, then ask for an ancestor tracking record pattern between 1700 and 1789 BC. This is one of the reasons I always felt criticism. Nigerian farmers was wrong and shows a certain level of insensitivity. When bankers and the government officials approve, disburse, and manage the intervention without giving accountability to no one really. Those of us who got government interventions have results to show, and where we are struggling to repay, we are in constant communication with our bankers and the government. In some cases, we have asked for restructuring, and in other cases, we are negotiating with equity investors and others also exploring the tokenization option. This was put together by Rexit. So, what he's trying to explain, kíkọ̀ ṣe ní ìwọ̀nba Yorùbá díẹ̀ tí mo ní understanding ẹ̀, ìwọ àgbẹ̀, ṣó mọ̀ pé owó wà tán máa ń disburse fún àgbẹ̀ tíjọba ní kó fún gbogbo yín. Àwọn banks wọ́n á gba owó yẹn lọ́wọ́ federal, wọ́n kọ́kọ́ kó pamọ́ sínú báǹkì wọn. Kàkà kó fún ẹ̀yin ní owó yẹn láti lọ máa fi ṣe nǹkan àgbẹ̀ ní wóróbo tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe ní big or small, lẹ́ni tó fẹ́ produce, lẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ṣe this, lẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ṣe that. You okay? Yeah. I'll call your sister. Dọ́pọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọkọ̀ aṣọ oúnjẹ fún ẹ. Wá lọ fowó yẹn ra dọ́là. Torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé yẹn ní more revenue. Wọ́n á ra dọ́là, wọ́n máa tún ta. Owó tó yẹ kó fi ṣe nǹkan àgbẹ̀. This is the Nigeria that most of you are praying that it will work and things will change overnight. Moke Arewa, my beautiful sister, Kusha Takuntakun, Akikonju, Obeledu Maraban, Wapelwe. Moke Plan B. Emma Benukwe, the MixLR is still a few hours to start. But let me say this again. Our effort, we should not get tired. Yes, we should engage our governors. No matter whether we cost them, we abuse them, we should continue to engage them. It is important that we engage them because àwọn gangan ni wàhálà tí a gbọ́dọ̀ máa bá sọ̀rọ̀, and they know that the only option on the table is for us to go our separate ways. But don't expect your governor to sit overnight and tell you, ọ̀rọ̀ tí Koiki ń sọ yẹn ó dẹ̀ mọ́gbọ́n wá o, kí gbogbo wa máa lọ, kólúkálukú lọ máa ṣe tiẹ̀. They are not going to do that, because one more dájú pé it will bring in new things and things will turn around. Mr. Femi Adeyemi sọ pé, I started living in Nigeria in 1997 by road travel through all the West Africa and live in Gambia for 2.5 years. Mumu Yoruba people still hoping Nigeria go better. Nigeria was even better in 1997, not presently. Wake up, my Yoruba people. Thank you so much, Kelechi Obi says, you are right, Koikimedia. Very soon, Britain will be taken over by the Muslims. I am not making this up. And they are not hiding it. They are taking over. 30 years from now, things will become, almost all the councils, at least the up north, will no longer be in the hands of the indigenous people that are English. Yes, they have the right to be here. They are British as well, but things are changing. This is what we should be concerned about as well on our own soil, in our own territory. The changes that are really seen, Oshiwa in a very small amount and unit. But close your eyes and think about it, that within the next 30 years as well, Tabashi remain in Nigeria. I'll be coming up to my I was wondering about it. So, I'm not going to flag in it. Came out. Shower there. It's still better than. So, Bishop Solo, let us remember that our concern is not because of today. We're not concerned because Tinubu is there. We're not concerned. We are concerned because Tinubu bad law. The problem will still be will still exist. Why then should we not pull out now when there is an option to pull out? But many people argue that, hey, Nigeria, she mada. Nigeria, she, oh yeah, I'm trending gently. I'm sure you know that because if I haven't been trending gently, my utterances will still have been the same like I started, 3.5 years ago. I've toned down and I still tone down as much as possible. Mukia Alan Condi, my brother, Britain didn't give us independence. They lied to our fathers. Yes, they never gave us independence, but at least they gave us something to believe that it was an independence. And you're quite right. I believe that we never got independent. It was all mirage and lie. Mukia Aluka, all the world media and the rest of you. We're going to open the phone line in a minute. I'm just trying to catch up now with many of you that have put out a comment there, and then we can appreciate you. Prince Adebayo Shitu says, good afternoon. Well done, Koiki, my brother. Good morning and more energy to you by God's grace. I share your effort is much appreciated. More and very energetic, working with sincerity for this Yoruba self-determination. Triple Stone, thank you so much.
Is that for you?
Don Kelvin, Yoruba Nation is the solution, my people. Yawa Taiwo Kike Fasami. Good afternoon, Yoruba Nation of Greenba. Mokiami Ellen Adebayo, Timothy Teledumariki, beautiful mother, all our grandmother. And I love when I see, the white garment church. It's been a while I've been to, the Celestial Church. I haven't had time to be there, but I'm sure very soon I'll be coming to some of those churches because I love the turari. I love that, that energy. And I love when people give, Taban give prophecies as well. I always love that. The energy in the Celestial is a very, very strong one. And we are also linked and we have relationship from my father's side, in the Celestials as well. Moki Afonja TV Aluka Momakwe Moki Okwe, Mr. Femi Adeba Adeyemi Moki, Jimo Moses, my brother. You are all my brothers. I believe nobody is. I always say it's just a privilege that I live here. If you're living here as well, and I'm living in Nigeria, and I'll be telling you to please. Nigeria is an interesting country and people. There's no doubt about it. But the future of the Nigeria itself is collapsing. The people are good people, but we're more concerned about the territory matched together for a purpose that does not work in line with the true indigenous people. When I saw one Oyibo guy in Nigeria, when they go there, they're well respected. They appreciate them because of their Oyibo. But a true indigenous people is not respected even in their soil, and that is why they can ship people out of Lagos State back to Osun State. And already the Igbos, I saw Okechukwu saying he hoped that is not something that they are preparing, that when the time they want to ship the Igbo people out, the Igbo will not say, why are you shipping us out? They say, but we ship Yoruba people out as well. I don't think that's the right way. When we have our country, just like as live here in the last 2 decades, there's always a way to manage the migration and immigration of the people. And even if we break away from Nigeria, we should still have cordial relationship. And there's no doubt. That is the normal standard. That is the international way of things. Ifani Imole, thank you so much. And Kelechi Obi, thank you so much to the Biafra. Yakini Mustafa, Mori message there. I believe, when the appropriate time comes, things will work its way out. Daniel, Mikra, Adekunle Rahman, and I think I've picked as many of you from that end. Mokiba Baba Ayodele Adeleye, thank you so much. Oluwasheye Ferry Femi, thank you, my brother. Eniola Akindele, and please, Eitewanile, Emma Ria to get diaspora as a special human being. They are just people like you and me, but they are just privileged to have certain things that maybe because Nigeria is not giving. If Nigeria was truly working, you would not literally need anything from anybody outside. You might appreciate that, and that's all. But you will not want to rely on them for for the basic things of life that you need. The reason why you are haggling your sisters, your aunties, your friends is because you are struggling at home. The economy of Nigeria is down. The lies that we get all the time is that Nigeria, mommy, uncle, my son, Odo. One Nigeria is like an expecting hope in the hopelessness. For those expecting the hope in one Nigeria, we wait till eternity until they enter 6 feet. Just reason say, some of us are not religious of anymore. I still submit myself to God Almighty always, my personal relationship with God. Many of us at home, I understand that we see us outside as if Nigeria was truly, Mukia Babosede, was truly working as it's meant to be, Mukibaba Kendi Hosseini Salami, you would also have the same privilege like me and you to travel out and go back to Nigeria and continue your day-to-day work or your business. But because this economy of Nigeria has collapsed, and you can come and argue with me and say, Koiki, the economy will prop back. It is just that it takes time for it to prop back. It will work. The Nigerian economy is dead, and it is not likely to come back up. So we're going to read a little bit from the letter. The line will be open, like I said. Appreciation to many of you that are watching us on the Twitter. I am not using my laptop. Sometimes I just want to use the mobile phone. I know some of you are not like Koiki more full screen here that download TV. Why this small but what I normally do is after the program, I do post the one from the Facebook back onto my YouTube where you can get the full screen. So if you're watching me on Facebook, it's like a full screen. On YouTube, it's coming on a small portrait. Appreciation once again to many of you. Mr. Samson Johnson said, when is our next rally? Like I said, we need money first before rally. Muki, brother wa Oluwatola Adebayo. Muki enta wa Nibata agree. Niben Republic. Salam Nibenga, good morning. Ganolo Yode, good morning. Yawa Esther Deton say, praying for Nigeria is a waste of time. Is a prayer that can never be answered because God did not create Nigeria. Nigeria is a man-made country. Grandma Leah Jayi, Eshegoni Grandma, Eku Adroti Ugboyi Mama, Muki Ugboyi wa ni Abuja. If you're watching me from Kano, I know a lot of people are watching me in the north, apart from Sultan of Sokoto that goes live automatically when I go live because I have a media that is monitoring what I'm doing right here. We talked about Sultan of Sokoto yesterday, telling Tinubu that people are in a hurry. Well, Sultan of Sokoto should have said to Buhari why he destroyed the economy before Tinubu came to power. So let Sultan of Sokoto shut his dirty mouth because Tinubu did not create the problem that we are facing right now. Buhari spent 8 years and destroyed the Nigerian economy and also facilitated all the Fulani terrorists that are killing us. And like I said, you are not just the only one. TO are in danger. The UK is unsubstantial. That means that there's a likely to be a terrorist attack in this country. So if you live in this country, please be very, very vigilant. Don't take anything for granted. See it, say it, salted. If you're not too sure, just call the police and let the police deal with it. Moki, Mr. Gbadamosi, Ismaila, thank you so much. My brother, Moki, Mr. Adeyemi Oluwole. Let's come back and continue. Like I said, we are floating this morning, but the most important thing, Mukiawa, Idris Abimbola, and the rest of you, I will be mentioning the names as we go along. One thing I just want us to remember in the broadcast this afternoon is that we should not be tired. Amobolaji Abdullah, my brother, many of you are struggling back home, I know that. Many of you are becoming like Koiki, you know what? Kini think by you. Koiki, Kini Oti by you. Mukiawa Grace Elito. Julia Tosin, thank you so much. Stop still thinking that you're just a normal and ordinary media like the rest. Yes, like I always say, I love to appreciate myself. I work towards it. Before the Yoruba Nation, I've always been in the media, and I know my star is communication, and I do it to my best ability. Dash Mayor was the first person to comment this morning. Thank you so much. Good morning. Mr. John, good morning. Yawa Adenike Sule, Yawa Ojo, Comfort, Ologunja. Many people have gone to work. while some are at home. Mr. Fab, thank you so much. Just raising, my brother, thank you so much. And the rest of you. Okoya Folayan, Egbomi Yemi Fatoki. Shout out to many of you from mainland to Surulere. Bros, what the sudden silence from Sunday Igboho? Sunday Igboho should not be speaking all the time. I am speaking. That is more than enough. My brother to Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho, what you need to understand is not like Nnamdi Kanu that was coming on air and having a lot of conversation with those people. Sunday Igboho is silent because we want him to be silent. There's nothing for him to be coming out to talk about. And I think that would answer your question. What do you want him, Sunday Igboho, to come and be saying? Come on, Jadi, come on. Yoruba Nation, not going back. Yoruba Nation, for life. If I call him now, he will answer. He'll probably say hello to you. But is that necessary? No. So I don't think we need Sunday Igboho to be out and, Sunday Igboho already sent a letter to Tinubu. That is his name there. Sunday Igboho, Babakitoye, and Otumba Demola. That is more than enough. This is heavy. Letter Yite read. It's an heavy letter because Igboho Fawasi, Babakitoye Fawasi, Otumba Demola Fawasi, and millions of Yoruba people that believe under their leadership are Fawasi. Nnamdi Kanu was a presenter, a great one. Even the one that he was cursing and doing a lot of things. So, but Sunday Igboho is there. But we don't want him to be coming on air and being interviewed by some crazy journalists and be asking, we know what those crazy journalists want to do. Most of them come and say they want to have a conversation with Igboho. I said, no. I am representing Igboho as a spokesman. If you have anything that you want to speak to or ask Igboho, ask me. And we must protect him. So Igboho is not somebody like Nnamdi Kanu that was coming out continuously to educate his people. Mokibu Gwentewani Ikorodu area. Babami Oluwar told me, they said, the real Buhari is dead since 6 years ago. I don't have full evidence, but I always say Igboho dead. I always say Buhari dead or alive. But yes, Nnamdi Kanu say Buhari is dead. I don't have the evidence, but I can only say dead or alive. Mr. Dewale, Rapture, Yoruba needs unity. That is strong. Yes, we need unity, but some people don't want to unite. Don't expect Ijile and their team to unite with us because they are already adamant that they have a country and they are working on that agenda. And everybody knows that there's no country. But people are just hoping that Boya Iroyema Diotito, but in reality, could it happen there? Could it happen? I've given you instances that if, as we were told that they made a declaration, first and foremost, nothing known as Nigeria should operate in the Southwest. Keke Okuz, my brother, shout out to you. Mukia on Koikimedia team, Mukia on Yaomi. So don't let us think that, oh yes, we are trying to unite our people. And if you read through the message, maybe I should read it again before we talk about this letter. There was something that was put together by Dr. Adeyeye, one of the strong Yoruba campaigner. I'm going to open it because I'm opening it from my email. Moki Dizima 123. Okay, that's it. Let me read it out again for you all. Unity and peace, the journey to a sovereign Yoruba nation. Ema Benukwe Mole Kani Yoruba. My Yoruba is not as strong and as good as that. Moki Mr. Michael Coker. Moki Bugbayi Baba Gbalagba Tewa Nile. Moki Intembe ni Nigeria ti fìyà jẹ látara ẹ̀tọ́ tó yẹ kẹ́ gbà lára Nigeria. Many people should be getting free medical, especially our elderly back home, but they are not because Nigeria does not have it. Moki brother, I'm Yoruba _nation_made. We can have a country of our own. You're right, Mr. Emmanuel Oyebanjini, they try to hijack the movement, Ijile Pampas. And they are still telling lies. And he knows definitely that all they are saying is lies. Tinubu to negotiate pẹ̀lú Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì. Have you not heard that is what Ijile is saying right now? That Tinubu, President Bola Tinubu, is already negotiating with Dúpọ̀ Onítìrì. Unbelievable. Wendy Grace, could you expatiate on the word loser? Is it for me or somebody else? I'll appreciate if you could just expatiate on that. Thank you so much. Mr. Dewale Rapture say, if the elders really want to leave a sound legacy, speaking with one voice is the key. With all the natural things with God blessed with us, we should be food basket for others. But the problem is all these elders, they are not ready to speak in one voice. Babade Banjo and Fashionoti are fighting. They are not unite. I can tell you that. Our major unite. And they are both in their 90s. Babade Banjo is 94. Fashionoti will probably be about 97 or thereabout. I don't know. Our major would agree. So Kinikiro Awatawa Labe Washi. And these are meant to be leaders within the Yoruba cycle that we should listen to and we should love and respect and obey, but they are not agreeing to each other. So Yoruba people, we are great people, we are intelligentials, we know what we want, but many people are already enjoying the way Nigeria is set up. That is one thing they've got to understand. I'm going to read the letter in a minute. Many people are enjoying the way the structure Nigeria is. It might not mean that you should enjoy it, but the percentage of those that are enjoying it the way it is, love it like that. Triple DRS are citing my brother. We don't need them because they are doing overtime. They are ready to go at any time. We even pray for them to live longer life and witness the day we pull out. Let's read again. Dr. G.M. Adeyeye with the headline, Unity and Peace, the Journey to a Sovereign Yoruba Nation. And when we say support Koikimedia, it specifically says voluntary donation, but we do expect many of you to support and donate towards the YSDM. I will continue to make sure I mention that in all my programs. There's no account details. All you need to do is just go on the website, www.ysdm.org, and you can make a donation from there. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókè ní ẹ kúṣẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá gbé wá kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀. Kódà wọ́n ní ilẹ̀ yẹn gangan ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀dàlẹ̀ kó má gbé. I tend not to talk about so many things like my other broadcaster because I do not want to be diverted. Since now I'm about to say, why should I talk about it? I need to pick on it, I will. I tend to look into our own self-determination, plus how we can link it with what is happening with the international community and what is happening around us. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the Yoruba community, this serves as a swift reminder of a dream that envisions the Yoruba people thriving in a nation uniquely their own, where our values, culture, and aspirations govern society. Some of us don't know the meaning of Omo Odua Dide Bosi Ipo Etore Iwoni Imole Ogo Adulawo. We have Yoruba people that are shining around the world. Anthony Joshua is one of them. DJ Copy is one of them. Davido is one of them. Tenny, that musician, is one of them. Tiwa Savage. Wizkid. And many more. She Asfat Nigan and Tungba football. They're doing very well. Representing us around the world. Bringing the glory of Yoruba people. But in reality, Nigeria first overshadow their true identity. Awani Ogo Imole Adulawo. But Ogo shine because Nigeria ti fi idoti yi wa lára. Nigeria, wọ́n gbé Nigeria lé wa lórí. Like I said, ẹrù tó wúwo ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ. Ṣé àwọn kò tẹ́rù bá wúwo? Tó o bá sọ, tó bá dé stage kan, ọrùn ẹ máa kì. We are carrying too much weight. But the problem we are having is that our representatives do not want to unite and allow us to go. And that is why I said, one day, things might turn around. You might say, Koiki, shall I strength here? Call it to turn around. Yes, I do. And I believe we do. When there is peace in a family, wọ́n ní ilé tó bá ń tòrò, ọmọ àlebẹ̀ kò tí ṣe kémi, kò tí gbéra ni. Ilé tó bá ń tòrò, tọ́mọ àlè ẹ̀ bá ti dìde. Sometimes I see people say, pray that you don't have any of your family, disgracing you on the social media. I don't see why it's difficult to allow Yoruba as a nation, why Nigeria has failed as a country. It's difficult because, again, our leaders, our elders, our politicians, and our kings, some of them are not being honest with us for the dream of the vision that we are all looking up to. When there is a peace, or when there is peace in a family, the illegitimate child is yet to become an adult. Resonate with me as we stand on the cusp of a potentially historical transformation. This proverb is not merely a reflection on familiar relations, but a broader commentary on the complexity that comes with human interactions. The presence of an illegitimate child, as referred to in the proverb, symbolizes the challenges and the discrepancies that often lie dormant within seemingly peaceful, progressive environment. It is only when the child grows and begins to assert their presence that the underlying tensions might surface, challenging the facade of the tranquility. This saying holds a deep truth about our previous encounter in the pursuit of our nation. When we get our nation, I'm just doing some analysis around it. What do you think we want to enjoy from that nation that we're talking about? Kí làwọn àǹfààní tá fẹ́ jẹ gan tá bá tẹ̀sọ́ pa àgbà country? What are the reasons why we should exit? First and foremost, it will stop the influx of migration into our territory. I wonder how Yoruba people are so comfortable that it's okay for anybody to just come in. But UK that even have the means and everything, they are becoming frustrated with migration. Do you understand that? UK that have the means, they are getting tired of migration coming into the country, not because of anything, because most of those that are coming in, not like you, that apply for visa, whether it's student visa, COS visa, working visa, business visa, you've already given them certain document that they've locked into the system. And they can say that, okay, Mr. Philip Okechukwu, that says that one day it will happen, wants to come to UK. We don't know him. We know he's a businessman, importer and exporter. If he comes in, he will go back. And if he doesn't go back, we have his data. But what about the person where they come from the sea, where they don't know where it's coming from? Could that be a terrorist? Could that be a pedophile, drug dealer? Could they have a mission? We have now left our borders open. We care less. As long as you are surviving, because that's everybody's doing in Nigeria. We are also surviving here, and we are really surviving, to be honest with you. It costs a lot now to live in UK. But I still say, if you can make it down here, please find yourself here. That's all I can say. How? Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't do visa. How come our concern about the amount of people that are coming into our territory? Not literally those that we call Nigerians, but what about those that are non-Nigerians? Who are there? Oh, from African country. Okay, we are happy to have them. But who really are these people? Are they good people or are they bad people? Because we know that we are living in a world that there are many things that happen that we've seen, we've witnessed. So if UK, the whole of United Kingdom, they concern say they just don't want anybody. Okay, you won't come study. No, bring your family anymore. Only if you want to do PhD. Do you understand what that means? Because there is a pressure in the system. There's a pressure that as many of you, where they bring your children from different countries, including Nigeria, you are also going to be a burden for the school system where your children will be living. One of my family friends that came last year came with 3 children, husband, wife, and a brother. That is a pressure because those 3 children would not be living in the house. They would have to be put in the school, even though that is another extra burden for the local government. But we, because we don't get local government, we care about us anyway. Now you, they fix everything. Now you, they do everything yourself. Now you go bring security. Now you go bring this. Now you go do this. The job of the local government in Nigeria is no longer valid because it's as useless as tissue paper. You can give me a local government that is working, and I'll say, okay, maybe. But we know that the local government does not represent the true picture of the people. And that is the real government. It has to be the local to the people. But the politicians are smart enough. If they make the local government to flourish, you will not be concerned about anything. Everything will be working the way it's meant to be. But they purposely made the local government not to function. Go to Offa, you will see that local government is not functioning. Go to Enugu, the local government is as useless as tissue paper. Go to Anambra, go to Kaduna, go to Kano, Katsina, go to Lagos, go to Ogun State, go to the 33 local government in Oyo State, and you realize that local government is not working. The question then is, why is it not working? Because local government do not have the full autonomy. As their money, they come into the state, it goes through to the state governor. The governor look at the money, how much come? X amount. Oh yeah, give them 20 billion. Ogada no go, shut up. Now you go tell me what to do. Okay, what do we do with the rest of the month? Go and change them to dollar and keep it away. So between the governor and the accountant general of the state, and when it gets to the local government, the money is not enough to run a full operation of the state local government. And that is why today, local government is not functioning. It's a deliberate act. Operation Keep Them Poor. Let's further continue. Adewale Rapture says, local government was never allowed in Nigeria, and that is the biggest problem in politics. All that there is a time are yes, sir, people. And if you dare, as a local government councillor, if you dare speak against your governor, that will be the end of you as a representative in the local government. Because remember, in the first place, we saw how the shenanigans in Oyo State, no other party won the local government. The whole 33 local government was won by PDP. How? No be juju be that. And you expect a functioning society. Nobody will challenge them. It's just PDP. So no APC can become a local government chairman in Oyo State. Not even AAC, not even Labour Party. It is all PDP. So that means that everybody must support PDP. And those that support APC will probably not have the opportunity. That is not a society, and you don't expect that society to develop and grow. That is why most of you are kept in Operation Keep Them Poor. Your governors understand all this. Seyi Makinde was in London just after his first tenure as the governor. I met him. They are not stupid. They are well learned. They understand what we are talking about, but they are not prepared because Nigeria is their pot of soup. The presence of an illegitimate child, as referred to in the proverb, symbolizes the challenges and the discrepancy that often lie dormant within seemingly peaceful, progressive environment. It is only when the child grows and begins to accept their presence that the underlying tension might surface, challenging the facade of tranquility. This saying holds a deep truth about our previous encounter in pursuit of our nation. And this is a live transmission. It's just coming up to 1 p.m. local time in London. Ọjọ́ kẹfà oṣù karùn-ún ọdún 2024. We embark on the Yoruba nation agitation because we believe in the cause. So why then are you getting tired? Why are you frustrated? Because it has not materialized. It will still become a dream that will come true. It's just that there is so many bottleneck and obstacle that doesn't want it to happen overnight. But with effort, peaceful means, probably if that doesn't work, the other way around, with negotiation and with a lot of pressure and hopefully with international community that we can have conversation with. People say, about Russia sorrow, about America sorrow, about UK sorrow. We don't know which country will be ready to support, but it's important that communication line is open with all those countries. And hopefully one of them will support. And let me make it clear again this afternoon. United Nations do not give country. United Nations. Yes, there's chapter and so much lot that argues or says that we have the right to self-determination. But you and Kolumafin on the country, you can lobby through the Security Council members. There are many of them: France, Germany, China, Russia, UK, America, and few other countries. Maybe they will agree and work with you. It will all be subject to how the push of your movement and how when it gets to a certain stage. A Security Council will not be established on Yoruba Nation right now because there is no conflict between us and the federal government. So there's no need for any Security Council resolution to prop up on Yoruba Nation and the Nigerian federal government. But the day that there is a fight between the federal government and the Yoruba Nation, you are likely to start seeing both for and against, those that support and those that will be against us, and those that will probably be absent. But for now, UN Okinfunyone country. So all these lies that Dupe was saying to you, especially the gullible ones that UN might be camera kanwa. I don't know what type of camera. Maybe this kind of camera. Hey, UN today, we are watching monitor Nigeria. Yeah, Dupe. Ìmọ̀nìkọ́ wò nísìn. Ẹ lọ sí Ìbàdàn. Ẹ wo Ìbàdàn. Ẹ wo Ìbàdàn. Wọ́n ti monitor gbogbo tó ń lọ. Oya, ẹ lọ sí secretariat. Ẹ lọ sí secretariat kẹ́ wọṣọ sójà. Tẹ́ bá ti débẹ̀. Ẹ sọ fún wa pé àwa ni Democratic Republic of Yoruba àti ìgbà country wa. Níbo lẹ gbà sí? Wọ́n ti fún wa ní announcement yẹn ní UN with no resolution, no document. Oh no, I need the document. Ẹ máa kí bàbá kí tó rí document yẹn o. Bàbá dìbọ́nkà, bàbá dúdú dìbọ́nkà. Ẹ máa kó rí o. Torí tó bá ti rí nísìn, èmi nìkan lọ Ọlọ́run fún ní template yẹn. Template rẹ̀ ni pé UN ti monitor wa báyìí, ó ń wò wá báyìí. UN ti ń wo gbogbo Nàìjíríà báyìí láti United Nations building. Bàbá Sami Ìdòwú, bàbá Ọ̀dẹ̀, bàbá Òmùgọ̀, bàbá tí mo rò gbógbọ́n tó lọ ya picture níwájú building tó wá ní àtìgbà country. Ẹ sọ fún Koiki pé àtìgbà country. Mo tẹ̀rọ pé bàbá yẹn ní ó ní brain, àṣìkò tẹ̀ ní brain. Ìjìnlẹ̀ ẹ̀yin mọ Yorùbá jáde tẹ́ bá ti jáde signal tó máa jáde o. Signal tó máa jáde nísìn, signal méjì ni, kò ní jẹ́ kámẹ́rà ẹyọ kan mọ́. Kámẹ́rà méjì ló máa wò yín. Bomb bastard. How did we get to where some Yoruba people believe that nonsense? How did we get there? It shows that madness is poor. People are frustrated. Ìjìnlẹ̀ ní signal tó máa jáde nísìn, ó máa ju ti tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. Dupe Onitiri, currently she's on the run. She hasn't spoken since the 12th of their own acclamation, menstruation, declaration, occupation Mukia Easy, my brother, all the way in Miami. I only pity Mungbo, one of their program. The bari jile bó ṣe frustrate Elizabeth Ojora, ìyá àgbàlagbà. Ìjìnlẹ̀ náà fi ránṣẹ́ sí Macron. This is how he presented the program. So he needed Elizabeth Ojora to do the translation. So ìjìnlẹ̀ tẹ mo Oshidari brother me for the super chat. Easy. Konitombe. So ìjìnlẹ̀ is sending a message from his YouTube channel to Macron. Anyway, Chinese premier is on a visit to France, in case you are not aware. Mad people all over the place. And we have àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tí mo rò pé wọ́n ní làákàyè. Wọ́n wò mí báyìí, wọ́n wò mí báyìí l'Amẹ́ríkà. Àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n òfò. Wọ́n wò mí báyìí, wọ́n ti wà frustrated. Ó lè là nǹkan mọ́ TV ẹ̀ problem tiwa àti ìyàwó ẹ̀ nìyẹn. Èmi jọ ń gbélé ni. Wọ́n wò mí báyìí o. Àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n òmùgọ̀. Koiki, nígbà tí Dúpẹ́ ti gbọ̀nà yẹn, ẹ̀yin náà bá fọwọ́ kùn, orí yín ti gbálẹ̀. Orí ń ta gbogbo yín. Kí ni mo sọ? Orí ń ta gbogbo yín. We started well. We can still be united if you come back to your reality that in tí ìyá yẹn gbé dání, ẹ believe pé bóyá ọ̀nà wà níbẹ̀. It is good for you to believe, but now tẹ́ mọ̀ pé kò sọ́nà bẹ́ẹ̀ padà. But tẹ́ ẹ bá ti padà tẹ́ ṣe ń sọ fún wa pé ọ̀nà wà níbẹ̀, orí ń ta gbogbo yín. Easy, Yankee, orí ń ta gbogbo yín. You're all born bastard. Mo fẹ́ ṣe pé lọ́sàn-án. Ó ṣàárọ̀ Monday, àbọ̀sán Monday. Mo kí àmì àbọ̀sẹ̀dẹ̀ Rachel. Going out of the country doesn't make you wiser. Àwọn amúgbó ènìyàn. Àwọn amúgbó. Ìjìnlẹ̀ á máa mugbó. Torí tó bá mugbó ni, jágbajàgba ló kàn sọ nísìn. Ìyá yàn fún ní the real picture. Wọ́n kọ̀ gbé. Ẹ mọ̀ pé in tó gbé síwájú ìjìnlẹ̀, in tó ń rí, ọ̀tọ̀ ni tó wà níwájú. Ṣé mọ̀ pé nísìn, èmi ò mọ̀ tó wà níwájú báyìí. Àfi tí bá lè guess pé èwo ló wà níwájú. So ìjìnlẹ̀ kàn wo báyìí. But the real picture, he doesn't have a clue. He will regret a lot of things. Bọ́kọ̀ jẹ́ pé mọ̀ àwa Yorùbá láti jáde padà náà after years to come. Let's just continue to monitor and see how things work. It's not about pakọ̀ jókòó à ń ṣe program àti declare wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá accept ìyẹn làwọn Wálé Àlè máa ń sọ àwọn yẹn kòkòrò rìn lórí wọn òun àtàwọn tó jọ ń ṣe guest ẹ̀. Wálé Àlè àti àwọn méjì tó ń kó wá sórí show kòkòrò ń rìn lórí wọn. Kòkòrò ó ń rìn ní orí wọn. Ìyẹn Wálé Àlè. I wonder how these people got a visa to UK. But mo wá ṣe rántí pé bí àwa ni the last people tá lọ ṣe interview. Ìkọ́ tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo èèyàn ló lọ ṣe interview ni gbogbo yín kọ́ ló máa fún ní visa wọ̀lú yìí. The presence of Atikabe, we embark on the Yoruba nation agitation because we believe in the cause. Many people believe in it, but they deviated. Part of them are people that say, Atigba country, Adele Shishe. So you, what to Nigeria listen. So Adele Shishe be. Fẹ́ office wọn, but níbo ló ń gbà ṣiṣẹ́. Ọ̀nà bo ni ó ti ń gbà ṣiṣẹ́. Ṣé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí ó ti ń reflect sínú life ẹ àbí ó sì máa ṣe díẹ̀ àti pé ní time wo ló máa wá ní impact. Tẹ́ bá sọ pé Adele is working from what they are saying. At what point in the true reality tó ń ṣe ìtọ́kàn sọ lórí media tó ń pariwo lórí YouTube channel, at what point will it be physically pé Adele ń ṣiṣẹ́? Wọ́n ti gbé yín ní mugun. And they're watching me right now. They're watching. Or probably they'll watch after my live transmission. They're watching. I know that. We embark on the Yoruba Nation agitation. Mr. Bodini, Adele will resume office by 2027. It was so Yoruba Nation, the Game Boy. The battery, the Kubai. What a utter nonsense. And people in America and Europe and Asia accepted that that is the true picture. And they're so adamant that Duke Bonitiri has proclaimed and declared Yoruba Democrat. Oh, the two Jominira 2022. Oh, iṣẹ́ tó náà máa wá fún yín yẹn, ẹ̀yin tí ẹ wà nílé. Ṣé ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́? Ẹ ń wò mí àbí? Ẹ má wọrí, àwọn tó wà lábroad ń ṣiṣẹ́, ìjìnlẹ̀ ò ní láti ṣiṣẹ́. Àwọn tó wà lábroad ń ṣiṣẹ́. But ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà Nàìjíríà, ẹ rántí pé wọ́n ní kẹ́ lọ máa register sí website kan pé ẹ máa tó ríṣẹ́, pé iṣẹ́ ti dé tán. Mo kẹ́ Simple Rahim, brother mi. Have you started the job? Àbíṣẹ́ yẹn ó ṣì wà lọ́nà. Okay. Bí a Dúpẹ́ negotiate pẹ̀lú Sweden lọ́wọ́, ó lè máa negotiate pẹ̀lú Finland náà. Mo rò pé Germany máa bá sọ̀rọ̀. Okay, MKO náà máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ sí Germany. Mógùn tó gbé gbogbo wa nìyẹn. Mógùn tó gbé gbogbo wa nìyẹn. We thought that she had this network of MKO Abiola, but àwọn tó wá ní ojú inú bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọn pé ìyá ẹ̀ ti ń kọ movie o, ìyá ẹ̀ ti di Kúnlé Afọláyan. But it took some time before some of us realized. But those that challenged her, she quickly destroyed them within the space of time. People like Mrs. Janet Fashakin, Otumba Oseni, Daniel Agbala, only sister I don't want to mention her name. Baba criminal, yeah. I won't be surprised pé Dúpẹ́ yẹn máa gbé drug. Àwọn tó máa ń lo àwọn èèyàn bíi Korea. Ṣé rántí Gloria Okon? How many people remember that story of Gloria Okon? What led to the death of Dele Giwa? Ṣé rẹ̀ ń tẹ́ sọ pé ká tẹ̀lé. Ṣé mọ̀ pé ikú tó pa Dele Giwa is because Dele Giwa was investigating something. Tó sọ pé ó ju agbára ẹ̀ lọ. Èèyàn mélòó ló mọ Dele Giwa? How many people know Dele Giwa? At least our Tasha story ẹ̀. What led to the death of Dele Giwa? Kí ni nǹkan tí Dele Giwa ń try láti bring out to the public? Kó tó di pé Babangida lórí burúkú ó ní kó fi letter bomb ránṣẹ́ sí. Ẹ wò gbà tí letter bomb. Ṣéyàn lè imagine pé wọ́n máa fi nǹkan kan sínú envelope tó bá dẹ̀ ti ṣe ó máa explode. Ẹ wò gbà tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀. So I won't be surprised that Dúpẹ́ Onítìrí fúnra rẹ̀ náà Korea ni. A máa gbé drugs. I won't be surprised pé Dúpẹ́ fúnra rẹ̀ gan Korea ni. So we embark on the Yoruba Nation agitation because we believe in the cause that the Yoruba Nation deserves recognition, not just recognition, autonomy and respect. Our journey towards this goal has not been without challenges. Oh yes, multiple challenges, and we are dealing with it as almost every other week. The moment to feed the next week in the same to pop up, because they are still concerned that how is this movement still standing? Kí ló ṣì ń gbé movement ìdúró? Ṣé Ìgbòho ló ń gbé dúró ni? I thought to cut the wings there. Don't tell me to focus on the agitation. That is not your problem. Let that be my problem. A square. Let that be my problem. And A square is not your true name. Why not use your true name and your true picture? At least with a fake picture. The liars know themselves. When time comes, we will know the truth. Just focus on your agitation. And you let your master for me. Bomb bastard. Focus on your agitation. Olushi. You can let your master for me became focus on agitation. More focus ni to jáde leni. Bomb bastard. Àwọn ọmọ ní tìrì ni wọ́n lè hold ẹ̀ tọ́ba ti lè hold ẹ̀ lọ máa ń jáde bẹ́ẹ̀ olóṣì ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó pè rẹ̀ ní A square gẹ́gẹ́ bí orúkọ mo tẹ̀ rírí but I'm sure pé lára àwọn tá a mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ni tó ti lọ change orúkọ because you can change your name or set up another YouTube account. Our journey towards these goals has been without its challenges. Oh yes, multiple challenges. Sherry, the first challenges was of a destroy Igbo. That was the biggest challenge. But Igbo rówó náà ni. Ẹ lọ ti account ẹ̀ pa, tẹ́ bá ti ta account ẹ̀ pa kò ní rówó náà. Àbẹ́ mọ̀ pé tá bá ti cut the wings èèyàn tí yàn rówó náà. Because Igbo was spending his own money, personal money towards the movement. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni Mr. Fab, àwọn máa lè ní wọn. Moke Ogbara Kennedy, my brother. Then multiple challenges started facing us. And 3 years, going to 4 years, gbogbo challenge yẹn, Ọlọ́run bá Elédùmarè, ó dẹ̀ bá wa kánlẹ̀. I remember some said to me that one released Igboho ní Benin Republic. Pé Igboho máa wà ní Benin títí tí Tinubu máa fi ṣèjọba ẹ̀ tán. Ẹ wò bọ́lọ̀ ṣe ṣọlẹ̀. Ẹ wò bí Elédùmarè ṣe ṣe. And how much more and many more like that. And most of it is not even for politics. Media bá pariwo ilé. There are so many other challenges that have been dealt with quietly that did not come to the surface of the social media. Attacking me by gas, Igbos, gas, boss, gas, boss. These are challenges. Like a family that seems peaceful until it faces its members' growing pains. We too have encountered our trials. We have seen divisions, and we are still saying it right now because the movement is divided between us and Duponitiri. And those that are with her are still adamant and they are not ready to back down. So that is a big division, even though some say, let's find a unity and bring peace back. But you bring peace to those that want to listen to fact. Because lè má sọ̀rọ̀ without fact. Ọlọ́run ti fún wa ní country ká dey accept ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Níbi tí ayé dé nísìn. Ìyẹn ò ń ṣe fact mọ́ náà. Ìyẹn ti di illusion, ó ti di story. But one thing we know is that the dedication of every members of the movement, including yourself, is the reason why I put it out again this afternoon. This is not a time to be tired and weak. Self-determination is still the only solution. Àsìkò yìí kọ́ ló yẹ ká máa sọ pé ó rẹ̀ wá. Yes, Emmanuel Oyebanji bàbá mi ni Mariam Babangida, the courier that led to Dele Giwa's demise. Mariam Babangida. Àwọn yẹn ń gbé ṣégè. cocaine using the presidency as at the time or whatever the process was. Let's go further. We have seen divisions like the proverbial illegitimate children who have yet to stake their claim, creating tensions that test our collective resolve. Yet, it is by addressing these challenges openly and peacefully that we can forge a stronger, more unified future. Is the Ijile going to back down? I don't know. Are those behind them going to back down and say, but that is human life, human nature. Don't expect everything to go in one direction. But the same family, but we've always remained focused and we've not been deviated. And nobody, not even me, can be deviated or lose the focus, no matter what or how they might put their frustration on us. Comment here. What they're doing is they want to frustrate us. Be a man, be a not over being, overreact. How can somebody cook up a whole article on me and Igboho in a shop Timo Igboho Timo Mo Baba Kitoye? What the Lomorúkọ shop yẹn? What the la gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ article yẹn? Ìgbà tí Igboho gan kà pé ilé lágbára coordinator mo ní mo ní tó kọ́ yìí á jẹ́ pé ó ti gbé London rè. Shop tí mo ní tí kò tẹ̀ ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú Yoruba Nation. Wọ́n níbẹ̀ lèmi àti Igboho àti Baba Kitoye ti ṣèpàdé. And that article is still on the social media. They want to destroy our characters and integrity. Only anyone want to come so that all these will kind of pull us down. We're talking about the pulling on sorrow. Táwọn ti ta sí. Tó ń gbé oríṣiríṣi ẹbọ jáde lé wa lórí lọ́sàn gangan. Èmi gbogbo alárí. Mo ń gbọ́ sísítà wa Yorùbá wuyì lánàá. Táwọn kan náà máa bá Yorùbá jà. Ṣáwa ló yẹ kó bá jà. Fúlàní wà nínú igbó tó ń ṣe ọṣẹ́ fún wa. Wọ́nú igbó lọ bá Fúlàní yẹn jà. Wọ́n náà wà tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation làwọn máa kojú kọ. Ẹ wá rò pé ojú lásán ni. And this is what they wanted. Pé kí Igboho àtàwa àti wọn kájọ máa bọ́ sójú títì, like I said earlier, ká yìnbọn fúnra wa, ká para wa, kẹ́jẹ̀ pọ̀ ní gbogbo ojú tí kọ́ máa ní kò di scandal táwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń bára wọn jà. When we should be united and face the real criminals like àwọn Yaya Bello. Ẹlòmíì ò tẹ̀ tí mọ consequence kan tí Yaya Bello ṣe yẹn. Ó mọ tó ṣe. Ó mú owó nínú state coffer, owó government, torípò mọ̀ tóun ti ń lọ $720,000. Ó wá fi sanwó school àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣọmọ kan, kò ń ṣọmọ méjì, kò ń ṣọmọ mẹ́ta bá ṣe gbọ́. Ó sanwó school ahead. Inflation máa gun owó school ló kò ní gun. Ó kọ̀ sanwó school yẹn. America school yẹn dẹ̀ gba owó yẹn lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Jẹ́mọ̀pọ́tọ̀ ni wọ́n ní olè gbé, olè gbà. And that is the society tí wọ́n jókòó sí. Tó ní ká keep. How did we get to that? Is because America like ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n wá náà wọ́n dáwọ́ yẹn padà fún EFCC. Jẹ́mọ̀ pé ojú ti báwo ni Yorùbá ṣe máa ń sọ? Ilẹ̀ mọ́ bá olè òun lọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Ẹ mọ̀ pé nígbà tó ń ṣe exchange yẹn tọ́jọ́ ń gbowó tí Yaya Bello send owó sí wọn, àwọn ò sọ pé Yaya Bello governor, what is this money for? For the children's school fees up front. Governor, don't do that. Don't do that. Why not just pay for the term alone? àwọn gba owó yẹn nígbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ wá tó wá rú síta. Ẹ mọ̀ pé nígbà tí ilé bá jó ló máa bèrè pé kí ló ń sè, gbẹ̀gìrì ló ń sè nílé fi jó. American school yẹn wá ní Nigerians ẹ má bínú, we did a mistake, we should not have collected that money, but we will return it to EFCC. And idiots will come on this platform. Wọ́n máa comment òṣì wọ́n rí yẹn, because to them ìyẹn is the normal norm. O lè gbé o lè gbà. Ẹlòmíì tó náà ń ṣe Yorùbá nation gan, bó ṣe máa ṣe politics tó máa jalè ló ń wá, kò ń ṣe pé ó truly fẹ́ pé ká lọ. Because if you see the lifestyle that they are living, tẹ́ bá rí Dino nísìn, ẹ lọ wo picture Dino kó tó di pé ó di senator. Àwọn kan ní olówó ni, náà kò ní owó. Ó lè ní nígbà tó di senator, àwọn owó tó máa fi ń ṣe constituency project, àwọn owó yẹn pọ̀ ju pé kéèyàn má lọ invest síta kó má rí returns. Ó lè gbé 1 billion kó jù síta kó má gba returns lé lórí ní every year. Àwọn ní Dino ní business káàkiri, níbo ló ti rí owó tó fi bẹ̀rẹ̀? Nigerians ló máa bèrè pé wọ́n ní olówó ni, wàá wá bèrè pé kí ló ń ṣe tó fi dolówó? Kò sẹ́ni kankan tó máa lè sọ. Kò ta búrẹ́dì, kò ní patent. Bàbá mi kan pè mí lánàá, wọ́n ní kí n bá wọn dúpẹ́ Amẹ́ríkà ló wà. He's got a patent and a trademark for a product in America. How are you? Lára àwọn tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation náà ni wọ́n wá ní kí n bá wọn dúpẹ́, kí n bá wọn yọ̀, because àwọn tó ń gbé l'Amẹ́ríkà ló lè ní understanding ẹ̀, or if you live in Europe, to get a patent and trademark, especially in America, is one of the difficult to do. Ṣé mọ̀ pé irú ẹni yẹn nísìn, ṣé mọ̀ pé ó ti fẹ́ dolówó díẹ̀díẹ̀ nìyẹn. Ó kàn need investors nísìn kó buy into that product, kó dẹ̀ produce, kó manufacture kó pọ̀, kó dẹ̀ tà síta, kówó dẹ̀ máa wọlé. Ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ti Nàìjíríà pé kí ni òwò wo ló ń ṣe, irú business wo ló ń ṣe tó fi dolówó? Politics. Because that is where the money is. And that money is for the masses, me and you. Kó ṣe títì, kó take care wa, kó ṣe lé, eléyìí tó bá dá, kó wú ilẹ̀. Àwa máa sọ pé àwa ni the second largest bitumen in the world. Kí la fi ṣe? What is the purpose of the bitumen? So why then la ṣe pull out from this messed up country? We have seen divisions like the proverbial illegitimate children who have yet to stake their claim, creating tensions that test our collective resolve. Yet it is by addressing these challenges openly and peacefully that we can forge a stronger, more unified future. Teach you about come back to me. Interro pé ya ìgbé wa ó wrong, but ó ṣì wà adamant kò ready láti accept pé ntí ya ìgbé wa fake ni. So we just have to leave them and we forge forward. And everybody will see the true picture. Okay, what you got the wa? Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ máa wòran. Yàtọ̀ sáwà ta náà tí ìgbé kankan wá. Ẹ̀yin tó gbé wá fún yẹn lẹ́yìn máa wà frustrated, because expectation yín ni pé ó jẹ́ kí adelé lè control ọlọ́pàá pé kó wọ́rú lé lọ. Ọlọ́pàá wọ́rú lé lọ, àwa la nílẹ̀ nísìn. Sọ fún ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà, ìwọ tó ní wọ́n ti gbá délé dé, sọ fún ọlọ́pàá Nàìjíríà pé ò ní obey òfin tó bá sọ fún ẹ mọ́. Ìwọ kọ́ ló máa délé ròyìn. Sọ fún security, DSS àbí sójà pé a ti gbalẹ̀ wa o, torí pé wálé àlè tí kòkòrò ń jẹun lórí ẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ pé a ti gbalẹ̀ wa. Ìwọ náà jáde lójú títì kó sọ pé a ti gbalẹ̀ wa, pé àwa ní ọmọ Democratic Republic of Yoruba, pé United Nations kámẹ́rà méjì lọ gbé wá tó fi monitor wa. So tá bá ti ṣe kọ́kọ́ fún wa, a máa report yín látara kámẹ́rà tó monitor wa láti Amẹ́ríkà. Ọmọ pẹ́nu oyún òun ló pọ̀ jù ní púpọ̀ nínú yín. Ẹlòmíì ṣe ṣé wọ́n fi àgbo wẹ̀ fún yín ṣá nígbà tẹ́ wà ń kékeré? Torí mo rò pé wọ́n fi àgbo wẹ̀ fún yín. Ọmọ pẹ́nu ló pọ̀ jù ní púpọ̀ nù yín. Pẹ̀lú gbogbo àlàyé tá à ń ṣe, ẹ wá jẹ́ káwọn kan gbé yín ní múgùn. Torí ara ń ta yín. Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́, kò ń ṣàwa la bàjẹ́. Ẹlòmíà ni ìgbà tó ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation, iṣẹ́ kankan bọ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Economy Nàìjíríà ti affect everybody. Economy tó ti collapse ni. Ẹ kò fi ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation fi ṣe camouflage ni. Yorùbá nation ló báṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Mo kí ẹ simple ra yín. Ẹ bá sì ń ṣe Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ẹ ṣe Yorùbá nation náà, ẹ máa padà lose iṣẹ́ yẹn because economy Nàìjíríà is a galloping economy. Bó ṣe ń lọ sókè ló ń wá sílẹ̀, kò tẹ̀ wá sílẹ̀. Ó dà wọ́n ní dọ́là wá sílẹ̀, oúnjẹ tẹ́ńtà kò wá sílẹ̀ torí kíni? Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọmọ tó yí ògbọ̀n, òun ló pọ̀ nù yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókè, àwọn òsínwín ènìyàn, ẹrú 2x2, Dúpẹ́ Onídọ̀tí group, mo kí àwọn arúkà àtọmọ́ mi, ó wá gbé yín mọ́ra. Mo níṣẹ́ tí ìwọ bá sọ pé ẹ ti gba country, ìwọ jáde kó lọ defend ẹ ní local government ẹ. Mo kí àmì comfort Ológunjà, wọ́n ní Ìjìnlẹ̀ is very very sick upstairs talking. Ó ní Tinubu ti negotiate pẹ̀lú Dúpẹ́ Onítìrì. Ẹ gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn. Wọ́n ní dọ́là ti ń lọ sókè, oúnjẹ á tún lọ sókè nìyẹn. Is the first scarcity tó ti tán? Torí mo gbọ́n kankan mọ́, ó dà pé a ti adapt mọ́ àbí? Ṣé kò sí first scarcity mọ́ nílé? Ẹ̀wọ̀n kí mi ò sí Nàìjíríà. Ta ló wà Nàìjíríà tó ń gbọ́ wa ní life by? Ẹ bá mi tètè comment. Ẹ jẹ́ n wo bíbá. Mukaila, ó ní well done sir, the pioneer of the media. Àyìndé Usman mú kí yín, wọ́n ní ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ọpọlọ, Ọlọ́run yóò gbà wálẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Ọlọ́run náà là ń ké sí. Mo ní ta ló wà nílé? Ṣé first scarcity gbogbo ẹ tó ti normal? Kò sí first scarcity mọ́. Torí mo gbọ́ tí bàbá Èkìtì náà wọ́n ra epo ní 1,000 naira per litre. Àṣẹ o. Wọ́n ti fìyà jẹ wá àwọn olóṣèlú. Wọ́n ní there's first scarcity o, 1,000 naira per litre láti 650. A country that has 4 refineries. Wọ́n ní gbogbo consumption tí Nigeria need every day is about 70 million litre. Tí ó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn 4 refineries yẹn ṣiṣẹ́ up to full capacity, ó lè produce internet. But wọ́n mọ̀ má fi jẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́. Wọ́n wá ní kí Dangote lọ ṣe èyí tó máa ṣiṣẹ́, tó máa jẹ́ the best in Africa, tó máa ní the latest technology. Pé kí yẹn ṣiṣẹ́, but èyí tó jẹ́ ti government ti federal, wọ́n ní kó má ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n wá ń san salary. Tinubu wá jẹ́ kó yé wa pé ní Nàìjíríà ní last year December, Port Harcourt refinery máa ṣiṣẹ́, kódà wọ́n ní ti Kaduna gan máa ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yìí. Wọ́n ti gbé wa ní mugun. Àwọn èèyàn ní there is still fuel scarcity o. Ìyá mi comfort Ológunjà, wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà ó ti dojúrú pátápátá. Ìdí tá a ṣe ń sọ pé tó bá dojú pátápátá, tí ọrùn bá wọ̀yàn, èèyàn á gbé ẹrù yẹn wàá gbé sílẹ̀. Wàá wá máa wo ọ̀nà tó tún lè gbà bí ọmọ àgbàyọ̀ méjì sí ni. Wọ́n ní Ogun State, wọ́n ní kò tẹ̀ wà available rárá, Mr. Koiki. Adẹ̀ nídìí epo yìí. Ìyá kan tí mò ń gbọ́ lọ́dọ̀ Yorùbá wòye náà ti rí fídíò ẹ̀, ó ń lament pé ata tóun lọ. Àṣàkẹ́ TV ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Yusuf Túndé ní I am just tired of this Nigeria. Kò ń ṣe fault yìí pé wà tired. Kò ń ṣe pé Nàìjíríà ò ní owó yẹn láti fi tọ́jú gbogbo wa. Wọ́n kò mọ̀ nígbà tí Yàyà Bello kó owó tó lọ dá sí American school dẹ̀ gbowó yẹn ó lè gbà. Nígbà tí ilẹ̀ bá mọ́, American school bá káwọ́ sókè pé ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà, a máa dá owó yẹn padà sí EFCC. Èèyàn kan dẹ̀ wá bíbá ẹni sìn, a ní ká ṣọ́tọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò tí ì dàrú pátápátá bí ìyá mi kan fọ̀ ṣe sọ. A ní Nàìjíríà ti dàrú, wọ́n ní Koiki kò tí ì dàrú, ó sì ń lọ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni. Ọlọ́run máa bá wa ṣe nítorí pé bàbá Adébóyè sọ pé Ọlọ́run máa ṣe. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Yẹmí Fátókè, wọ́n ní Yọmí, mo rówó fún ẹ lóòótọ́, but iye tí mò ń ná lórí epo òun ló lọ lọ́nkàn yẹn. Wọ́n ní yesterday 1,000 naira per litre ní black market láàrin Èkó. àdẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ a nídìí epo yìí. Ẹni tó gun mọ́tò wàá wọ mọ́tò, tó bá dẹ̀ ti wọ mọ́tò, ẹni tó ra epo 1000 litre, báwo ló ṣe rò pé ó ṣe fẹ́ make owó yẹn padà? Ó máa increase owó transport yẹn. Gbogbo kìíní wa ń lọ báyìí, ó ń lọ báyìí. Àtẹ̀wá ń béèrè níbo ni president wa wà, níbo ni Tinubu wà, Baba Jagaban? Ẹ tètè padà sílé, torí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò fẹ́ yé mi, kó máa yẹ pé kú yẹn ti ń súnmọ́ bọ̀. Tinubu ò sí nílé, wọ́n ní Shettima náà tún lọ Amẹ́ríkà. Báwo làwọn méjèèjì ṣe fẹ́ kúrò nílé at the same time tó bá ṣe pé kankan fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀? Ẹ jẹ́ ká lajú wa sílẹ̀, ká máa wo ohun tó ń lọ l'Àbújá. Àbí ṣé Tinubu ti padà sí Nàìjíríà? A mọ̀ pé ó ń gba ìtọ́jú, èmi ò yẹn ṣe problem. Buhari náà ó tọ́jú Buhari pa sí ìlú èmi, dead or alive. Ṣé Tinubu ti padà sílé? Ògúntádé ṣeun ní there is still fuel scarcity as at now. Tinubu is not at home. Shettima is traveling to the US. Akpabio ló máa wá wà in control only. The Senate president. Nigeria. Ṣé wá rí àwọn tó máa ń ní àfẹ́ Yorùbá nation o? Tẹ bá rí wọn tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ní bí àpàlọ̀. Ẹ wá máa béèrè pé what is the solution? Wọ́n ní Ọlọ́run máa wá ṣe. Ẹ ṣe gan Mr. Adéríbigbé. Wọ́n ní transport fare láti Ifọ̀ lọ sí Agége 1500 naira. Bí èèyàn bá ń wọ̀ yẹn lójoojúmọ́ times 30, èèlò ní salary. Obaseki tẹ̀ sọ pé òun máa increase salary sí 75,000. Ìyẹn fẹ́ gbé wọn mọ́ra. So Tinubu ò tí ì di Nàìjíríà padà. Ní Shettima lọ Amẹ́ríkà. Kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan náà? Historically, president of a peaceful resolutions to struggle similar to ours should inspire us. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ Finland. Ṣé ká lọ wádìí Finland yẹn? Because ẹ mọ̀ pé mo ti really ṣe research lórí Finland yẹn. How did Finland gain independence? Ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀ lọ wo ọ̀rọ̀ Finland yẹn. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni ó lè dìjà. Tá bá ṣe òṣùṣù ọwọ̀ tí gbogbo àti Yorùbá wa dúró lójú kan, bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé Yorùbá ti àwọn bàbá Èkìtì lè yàtọ̀ sí ti Ìjẹ̀bú, ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá. Tí a dẹ̀ sọ fáwọn olóṣèlú pé ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ṣẹ́rí election tá à ń ṣe yẹn kò pé wa mọ́, but irọ́ là ń pa. Tó bá máa tún fi di 2027 tí ariwo election bá tún jáde báyìí, àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló tún máa lọ máa gbaṣọ APC PDP wá ní àwọn fẹ́ dìbò. Gbogbo ìyà tó ń jẹ wá nísìnyí, kò síṣẹ́, kò sómi. Ẹgbọ́n bọ̀bọ́ ẹ̀ tó ní tó bá fẹ́ dogun kó dogun, èlò lomi. Ẹni wá lára. Wọ́n ní RIP to Nigeria, gone forever to the land of no return. Mr. Adelight ni, it's terrible. This is the Nigeria of today. Kò jẹ́ kó jẹ́ Nigeria of today. Nigeria tó jẹ́ ká máa ṣe ìgbádùn, ká máa ṣe yọ̀tọ̀mì. Ká tẹ̀wá máa sọ pé a fẹ́ lọ kẹ́yìn kan máa sọ pé Koiki àbórí ń ta ẹ́. Ó jẹ́ dákẹ́ níbi tó jókòó sí yẹn. Tí London ò bá gbé ẹ̀ máa bọ́ Nàìjíríà torí èmi ń gbádùn ní Nàìjíríà. Yàtọ̀ sáwọn ìkà tó fẹ́ ká wálé kọ́ arrest wa, ta ló máa gbàdúrà pé kíyàn wá sílé nísìn?
That's where you the TV.
Yes, but not too loud, okay? Àbọ̀rọ̀ mọ̀ yẹ́yẹ́ èèyàn mi. Ṣé mọ̀ pé èmi ń gbàdúrà pé ẹni tó bá lè travel tó bá ní mísẹ̀ kó jáde for now. Torí Nàìjíríà kúkú tí pé. But the problem is, ṣé tó bá jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà tó tẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó ń work, wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki láti Gombe ní láti Bauchi, ẹ̀yin máa ń rin gbogbo àwọn ọjọ́ nìyẹn ni, wọ́n ní 1,500. Price yẹn ṣe wá tún jọmọ́ ti Ifọ̀ àti Agége 1,500. Ẹ mọ̀ra rí tẹ́lẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki láti Alágbàdo lọ sí Òṣòdì 1,000 naira per person. Ṣé mo lè lápèyàn kí màá ti ẹjọ́ pin ní 500? So máa ṣe ìgbà lápìn. Gani Olóyèdé ní from Òṣòdì to Mile 2 before is 50 naira sitting, now 100 naira, but it is 500 nísìn. Kí la máa ṣe sí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí? Transportation, wọ́n ní no lápìn. Mr. Simon ní Koiki ó ti pẹ́ ní London. no lapping bí a tó bá wá Nàìjíríà mọ́tò ló máa ń gbé ẹ káàkiri wàláì ọ̀kadà nílẹ̀ máa ń gùn but ó wọ́n fọ́ lórí ọ̀kadà la máa ń gbé káàkiri mo máa ń gbé ọ̀kadà láti Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ lọ sí VI mo máa ń tẹ̀ káàkiri ni mo gbé lọ́dọ̀ àbúrò mọ̀ sí mi ní Ìkẹjà ó lórí ti ń ta mí mo ní kí ló dé sà oríṣiríṣi pé mo rí ẹ nígbà tó bọ́lẹ̀ lórí ọ̀kadà ni ṣọ́kadà ló yẹ kó máa gùn káàkiri mo ní àwọn kan ló ń gùn ó ní àwọn kan nìyẹn ìwọ kì í ṣàwọn kan tó mọ̀ pé London ló ń gbé má jẹ́ kọ́kadà la orí ẹ mọ́lẹ̀ má jẹ́ kọ́kadà la orí ẹ mọ́lẹ̀ gbóbì lọ́ máa ti tọ́jú orí ẹ kó tó padà sí London ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú tó ń tẹ̀rín ebi ẹ̀ láì kọ́kadà ẹ̀ bìkọ́ ó máa ń yá I hate the traffic so èmi náà ti darapọ̀ mọ́ yín kò ń ṣe pé torí àgbé nílùú òyìnbó èmi ò ń ṣàwọn tó ń wá tó ń fi Mercedes gbé wọn tó ń lọ back and forth lóòótọ́ èmi náà ti drive rí nínú Nàìjíríà wọ́n gbé mọ́tò fún mi nígbà tó yá mo dá mọ́tò padà fẹ́ tó lé mọ́tò pé wo traffic yẹn ti pọ̀ jù àjókòó sínú traffic yẹn kò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn ẹyẹ máa fọ so kò sí lápì lẹ sọ fún mi nísìn so mo ò lè lap ọ̀rọ̀ pin síbẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ká wo Finland a ti ṣe 2 hours 30 minutes ọjọ́ yóò tẹ̀ ń pẹ́ ọ̀tán dẹ̀ ti mọ́ mo kẹ́yìn tẹ wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn faṣẹ́ nílùú ìmọ̀ iṣẹ́ lóògùn iṣẹ́ Ògúntádé ní Biafra are giving pressure on Nigerian government that is why America films about Nigeria and it's led to the VP to visit US but VP ṣe lè kúrò nílé tí Tinubu ò sí nílé ìyẹn ló ń bà mí lẹ́rù a dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ kù how can the two of them not be at home ọmọlódé ọdẹ Tinubu máa padà lọ́lé àwa sì nífẹ̀ẹ́ tẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ kó sábùjá ká máa rí ẹ báyìí Jagaba ìyẹn mélòó ni ọmọ Jagaba ní bíbá ẹ má pààrọ̀ ẹ̀yin ti Jagaba ẹ wà lórí ètò náà Koiki mi lọmọ Jagaba kí ló fẹ́ ṣe fún mi mo ò nà ẹ́ mo kàn ń béèrè ni ṣòṣà wà òkè everything ṣáà ń lọ dáadáa èmi náà bílí pé ó máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ dáadáa àwa ń gbàdúrà fún ó mà ti lọ ọdún kan tán nísìnyí Jagaba ọmọ olódò ọdẹ ó ní èmi ló kàn kò ní gbogbo wa ló kàn Ṣèyí Tinubu big boy city boy àti ní connection rẹpẹtẹ nísìn Délé Aláké òun ló wà níbi mineral resources ó ní Délé Aláké ẹnu ẹ̀ ó ní òun sọ fún Tinubu pé position tóun fẹ́ nìyẹn ibi tó wà juicy ẹ mọ̀ pé òun náà ni Fáyẹmí position yẹn náà lòun náà lò nígbà tó wà lábẹ́ Buhari àwọn juicy position mineral resources àwọn owó kẹmùkẹmù mínísítà ní ọ gbọ́dọ̀ kó gbogbo àwọn tó ta ló wà níbẹ̀ àwọn Chinese ẹ bá ń pe fóònù ẹ how many gold na dey take from Ọ̀ṣun state ará Ọ̀ṣun wà ní bíbá ẹni sìn wọn wá ní Lagos state ń deport ará Ọ̀ṣun padà Ọ̀ṣun tó yẹ kó máa gbádùn àwọn ará Ọ̀ṣun tó yẹ kó máa gbádùn kẹ́ máa gbé nílé tó dáa kí gbogbo kan wà òkè torí ẹni góòdì ìyá mi comfort ológun jà ní Nigeria of the late 60s and 70s was great but there is no more Nigeria. Nigeria is now land of suffering. Ta ló wá láti Ọ̀ṣun níbí báyìí? Ta ló mọ Ọ̀ṣun láàrin gbogbo wa? Àbí ta ló fẹ́ yàwó tó fọkọ sí Ọ̀ṣun state? Mr. Fab, wọ́n ní you are doing a great job as well. Morning, afternoon and night. Àwọ̀ oníṣẹ́ méjì ṣe Yorùbá nation náà la gbé dání. Ká sùn ká jí enterprise. Wọ́n kúkú ti ní mọ̀ oníṣẹ́. Ta ló mọ Ọ̀ṣun níbí báyìí? Ẹ máa ní góòlù tó pọ̀. Wọ́n ní Lagos state governor wọ́n ní kó deport yín padà lọ sọ́ṣun ṣé mọ̀ pé ẹ̀kọ́ Ọ̀ṣun máa compete pẹ̀lú Lagos state in terms of GDP. Ọ̀ṣun state has the means owó ń bẹ nínú Ọ̀ṣun state ẹ̀ kàn sọ fún yín pé evidence tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi Ọ̀ṣun state ní ibi tó ti kó àwọn gold yẹn mo kí ẹ brother mi Shalom send message mi níjọ́ ni wọ́n ní Koiki mo kàn ní kí n gbúrò àlàáfíà ni wọ́n ní Tinubu will make Nigeria great again. Tinubu will make Nigeria great again. Èèyàn kan ní Koiki no lápinú èèyàn kan ní Ìjẹ̀ṣà ni mí Ọ̀ṣun ni mí ẹ ká máa gbádùn ni. Finland declared its independence from Russia Empire ní December 6, 1917. That is like 3 years after the 1914 amalgamation. Òmò ibi tó ń pè ní Finland, ibi tí Simon Ekpa wà ló ń pè ní Finland. Mo ka story kan tí àwọn ọmọ mi kọ sínú kan náà àwọn blog wa láàárọ̀ yìí. Ta ló mọ Kingsley Moghalu? Òun náà sọ̀rọ̀. Kí ló sọ? Mo kí bàbá wa Rasheed Balógun, wọ́n ní ẹ kú ètò ohun yín á túbọ̀ máa ràn yín lọ́wọ́. I see ẹ̀pẹ́ Nigeria is already I see kí lẹ kọ yìí. Àṣe èpè Nigeria is already punctured. Yorùbá yẹn ní agbára díẹ̀, ẹ má yẹ kí n lọ gẹ́ra mi láwọn jẹ. Mo kí bàbá mi Kúnlé Ṣítà. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́ ń wò mí lórí Twitter, àwọn bíi 58 ló ń wò mí. Nọ́mbà yẹn tẹ̀ grow lé náà, àmọ̀ kí wọ́n bá wa jà ní. Mo kí ẹlẹ́ǹkan sí Arẹwà Akíkanjú ọmọlúàbí. Ó post kankan sórí Twitter. England, there is no voting your way out of this. Defend your homeland, your culture, and your family. Bàbá kan ló post lórí X tó ń pè ní Twitter. Mo kí bàbá mi Kúnlé Ṣítà. Daniel Reels lórúkọ ní náà ní May 4. Ó ní England, wọ́n wá show picture arákùnrin kan tó wọ suit àti arábìnrin kan tó gbọ́mọ dání, wọ́n wá gbé English flag sí lẹ́yìn. Akíkanjú obìnrin òun ló post èmi náà ti bá retweet ẹ lọ máa follow gbogbo ara wa. Wọ́n wá ń kọ síbẹ̀ pé England, there is no voting your way out of this. Defend your homeland, your culture, and your families. Akíkanjú obìnrin ọmọlúàbí. Òun á jẹ́ kó yé wa pé àwa Yorùbá nísìn à ń sọ the same thing náà. Pé ká defend ilẹ̀ wa, ká defend the culture wa. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ wa lórí Mixlr. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà máa níyànjú láìpẹ́. Ó ní British ronú why some Yorubas wants to go down with Nigeria while being conquered by other ethnic groups. Shalom ní peace, Yoruba nation forever, no going back. Tá bá fi àyè sílẹ̀, Igbo máa gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Bàbá fàyè sílẹ̀, Haúsá máa gbà. Bàbá fàyè sílẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù máa gbà. Kò wá ṣàwọn nìkan. Àwọn Lebanese ti gbalẹ̀ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́. Tinubu ti gbé wa lé wọn lọ́wọ́. Àti wọ one chance. Tinubu jàgàbá. Ṣé ráwọn Lebanese yẹn? Náà àwọn Igbo burú. Ṣé rí Lebanese máa bá ń pè ní Ṣàgórì. Mímọ̀ wọn, mo ti ṣe program lé wọn lórí. Criminal gidi ni wọn, àwọn tí Tinubu bá ṣe nísìnyí ẹ̀. Ṣàgórì. Èèyàn kan ní Mr. Koiki, I am from Osun State. Olówó ló yẹ kẹ́ máa jẹ́. Ọlọ́run àwa ṣe yín lólówó. Osun State ló ní, ó ní góòlù tó pọ̀, bọ̀ àárín lò, China ló ń kó lọ. Simple Raini, I serve in Osun State. They have so much land for agriculture too. Àwọn Fúlàní náà jẹ́ ká róko ṣe. Kí ló dé táwa fẹ́ go down pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà tí ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ tó ń prove difficult is because báwa ṣe ń sọ, olóṣèlú náà ń sọ tiẹ̀. Àwọn rédíò pírẹsẹ̀ntà Nàìjíríà, àwọn èèyàn máa fọgbọ́n gbọ́n. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò lọ bọ̀ tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ. Bí Oríyọmí Hamzat bàbá wa bá sọ̀rọ̀ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ, Ṣèyí Mákindé máa súnmọ́. Bí Flash FM bá sọ̀rọ̀ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ, wọ́n á gbé mọ́ wọn lára. And that is the reason why they are very careful when it comes to ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation movement. But àwa nísìn, tí ìbá ti sọ kọjá tí UK ní kí n má sọ, tí mo promote terrorism lórí page mi, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ self-determination, kò sẹ́ni tó lè ṣe nǹkan kan ju pé wọ́n kàn lè restrict notification kẹ́ má rí nǹkan tí mò ń sọ. Ìkọ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ pé with 500,000 followers on Facebook, wọ́n ò gbọ́dọ̀ máa gbọ́n tí mò ń sọ lójoojúmọ́. Ó ṣeé ṣe kó lọ dá wàhálà sílẹ̀. mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Kingsley Moghalu. Program yìí ò ní ju 3 hours lọ, ká má jẹ́ kó lọ ju gúngùn púpọ̀ lọ, a ní 20 minutes. Ẹ jẹ́ a gbọ́ ohun tí Kingsley Moghalu sọ nípa Nàìjíríà. Mo kí Ọmọyẹlé Sowore, ọba Elédùmarè bá wà pẹ̀lú ẹ. Akíkanjú Arẹwà tún sọ pé beautiful photo of the day. Ǹjẹ́ mọ̀ pé Nigerian house tó ń bẹ ní UK, it used to be the western region. How many people knows that? So tá bá kọ̀ gba Yorùbá nation nísìn, lára àwọn asset tá máa sọ fún federal government pé àwa la níbẹ̀ yẹn, ẹ̀yin ẹ lọ wá bòmíì tẹ́ máa lò fún Nigerian High Commission yín, àwa máa gba bẹ̀ yẹn padà fífi ṣe embassy wa. Yín tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram, a máa lọ àtún máa wọlé padà, ẹ má bínú. How many people knows that the Nigerian embassy ní London, mo fẹ́ tó dọ́dọ̀ wọn láìpẹ́ yìí, nígbà tí bá fẹ́ lọ ṣe renewal, wọ́n máa gbàlejò, ó kù díẹ̀ èmi àti wọn. Àjọ máa mú kan lẹ̀ nínú embassy yẹn nígbà tí bá fẹ́ lọ renew passport mi. Àjọ máa mú kan lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tún sọ fún wọn sílẹ̀ kọ́ lè bá mọ̀ pé mò ń bọ̀. Àjọ máa mú kan nílẹ̀. Ṣé mọ̀ pé building yẹn àwa la ní? Beautiful photo of the day. That house used to be the Western Region house. Olódùmarè bless Yoruba people. But àwọn federal nígbà ayé military, àwọn ló gba gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́. Gbogbo tí bàbá mo sọ lánàá nínú ètò tá a ṣe lánàá nígbà tá a ń ṣe analysis, mo kí bàbá mi Moses Ọlánìràn, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, ẹ̀yin ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń jí ní Canada, ní Camera, ní America. Allen Conde, mo kí ẹ ní China. Allen Conde jọ torí Elédùmarè, ó dẹ̀ pè mí bí o tẹ̀lé help brother wa tó há sí China lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí, bó o tẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe fún, bó tẹ̀ jọ́rọ̀ ìgbìyànjú náà ni, ó mọ̀ ní nọ́mbẹ̀ pè mí. Mo kí ìyá mi, mo dúpẹ́ làwà, àwọn ìyá dáadáa, àwọn ìyá wa wọ́n ṣe wàhálà lórí àwọn abiyamọ. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ àjèrè àwọn ọmọ wa. Mo fẹ́ lọ fi pépà ẹ̀ fi, mo tẹ̀ ó kù díẹ̀, mo fẹ́ máa torí ẹja sí lẹ́rẹ́ alánà, wọ́n á rántí pé kò ń ṣe irú pépà báyìí. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó pa, ẹ̀wù ẹni tó pa, ẹ̀wù bó ṣe gbé jáde nígbà tẹ́ pé ìlú yìí pépà, àwọn ìlú yìí racist. Ọlọ́màjà sunkún ọmọ. Ẹni tó pààyàn, ẹ wo bó ṣe bí ọ̀bẹ tó fi pààyàn lẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ fi ṣe picture, ẹ wo bó ṣe ojú ẹ̀ síta. Ẹ wo ọmọ tó pa. Tó bá sọ fáwọn òbí ọmọ yìí pé wọ́n máa pa wọ́n lọ́mọ lọ́dún yìí, ọlọ́màjà sunkún ọmọ. Rẹ́rẹ́ ń rún nílùú òyìnbó. Mo fẹ́ fi pépà yẹn, mo fẹ́ lọ fi máa torí ẹja lánàá. Irú pépà yìí kọ́ yẹ kíyàn sì tọ́jú ẹ̀. Fine boy. Daniel Anjorin died on his way to school. Kò ṣe pé mọ́tò ló gbà, kò ṣe pé ó jẹ food poison. Ó lọ sí school, ó dẹ̀ ti ọ̀bẹ bọ́ lára. Ọlọ́màjà sunkún ọmọ. I pray for the family. Mo mọ̀ yín lóòótọ́, but mo pray pé kọ́ba Elédùmarè kó jọ kó bá wa pẹ̀lú yín. Mo kí àwa Jọkẹ́ Bọ́dúnrìn, àwọn ìyá dáadáa. Mo sì ń kí ìyá wa mo dúpẹ́ làwà, àwọn ìyá tó máa ń tajà, wá máa lọ wá máa bọ̀, wọ́n jù síbí jù sọ̀hún. Bí ìyá tèmi náà ṣe jù síbí jù sọ̀hún nígbà tí ìyá mi wá rí pé má di pàlájà máa tọrọ magí, máa tọrọ epo, máa tọrọ ata, ó yá dànù ní 1990 torí dọ́là. N tó gbé mọ́ sí tèmi sá kúrò Nàìjíríà nìyẹn, dọ́là. Àwọn ìyá tó ń ṣòwò ni kárà. Mo kí Ifá mi mọ́lẹ̀ Yorùbá, wọ́n ní Nigeria is the greatest trap to indigenous people. Ìyá mi mo dúpẹ́ làwà náà ń béèrè pé Tinubu níbo ló wà, ọmọlódú ọdẹ, má fi Aso Rock sílẹ̀ empty, má yẹ kó pẹ́ máa padà lọlé. Battery tó charge yẹn náà ti tó bá tún ṣe díẹ̀ kó tún padà lọ. Ògúntádé ṣeun ní brother Koiki, you're on point. Àwọn ìyá wa ń ṣe wàhálà. Mo kí ìyàwó Jọkẹ́ Bọ́dúnrìn, wọ́n ní Nigerian government is very bad. Pé Nigerian government bad. Ìyá mi Pastor Mo ní may God comfort the Anjorin family. Ikú gbóná lọ́wọ́ yẹn kú. Kọ́ba Elédùmarè kó bá wa tẹ sáfẹ́fẹ́ rẹ̀, kó foríjì. Anjorin akọ́mọ orí olówó wọn foríjì ẹ wá wo ẹni tó pa ẹ wo bó ṣe gbé píkṣọ yẹn gbé píkṣọ Sàmúrì ṣe kí àmọ́ tó hobby mystic Monzo show off sporting medals and practice bí ó ní mental problem láti ẹnu mo sọ fún ìyàwó mi lánàá mo ní bí ó ní mental problem ìyàwó mi ní tó bá ní mental problem gbọ́dọ̀ tì mọ́lé sẹ́ni tó ní mental problem gbọ́dọ̀ jáde ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí owó Nàìjíríà ìyá wa Jọkẹ́ wọ́n ní Nigeria government is bad ta ló agree pé bad ta ló gbà pé Nigerian government is bad Ọ̀túnba Destiny might think about other way out Yoruba needs to go on the M1 Allen Condon we are tired of Nigeria that Britain forced on us but we cannot be tired for self-determination is our right kò gbọdọ̀ rẹ̀ wá kò gbọdọ̀ sú wa a gbọdọ̀ ṣọkàn akin tá a máa fi débi tá à ń lọ Koiki ìgbà wo ló máa wá bọ́ sí gangan ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti ń pẹ́ ìyá já wọn yàn nílé wọ́n wà nílùú òyìnbó èmi náà wà nílùú òyìnbó àwa náà fàṣẹ ká tó sanwó ilé sanwó gas apọ̀tẹ̀ ti increase council tax wa gan tó jù sọ́hùn jù sósì àṣírí kọ̀ǹpó náà ni àdẹ̀dúpẹ́ fọlọ́ who is Nigerian government brother mi ní Britain ní Nigerian government àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ accept yẹn o ẹlòmíràn ní àwa lálẹ́ Apapa port Apapa port o Apapa port àwa kọ́ la ní Koiki ó ní o máa gba call o jẹ́ ká pè wọlé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ Mr. Koiki it means Anjorin we don't know who is who Anjorin okay we don't know who is who èlò ní dọ́là lé ní nísìn tẹ̀ ní the extra naira yóò wà enough fún mi láti máa ṣe presentation ó yẹ kí n ní jù báyìí lọ́gàn sọ àmọ́ kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀. How much is the dollar? What makes you think that Nigeria will still be great? And this is a question to those that still believe in Nigeria. What makes you think that Nigeria will still be great? Atomalo. I can always come back. You know that, I'm a boy, your boy. I can always come back. Our comfort. Nigeria bad gun, even worse. The diaspora are doing their best to support as many people, but it cannot contain and it cannot work. Nigeria has dragged our people into poverty. Yoruba language is lovely and very rich. Kò ṣeré àwọn àbá ìtẹ́ pé kátàkátà la máa ń sọ tí bá parí program báyìí bí ìjà lè máa ti ìyàwó máa ní Yorùbá tẹ sọ́mọ̀ yẹn tí bó ṣe jẹ́ kẹsọ́ nígbà tí ìbá mọ̀ kí ni kí n ṣe sí Ọlọ́run kò ṣàánú. Mo ní mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ Adeleke ti bínú tán Ọ̀ṣun to probe the alleged deportation of his indigene from Lagos. Wàá ṣeré Adeleke má máa fi gbogbo ara jó bàbá oníkùn bẹ̀m̀bẹ̀ ó máa ń jó káàkiri bá Sanwó-Olú fà á pé kí ló dé máa deport àwọn èèyàn wá láti Lagos lọ sọ́ṣun ìwọ náà develop Ọ̀ṣun èèyàn kan ní Bitcoin will help your economy kátẹ̀sí kọ́kọ́ débi tán lọ́nà. Mo ní mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Kingsley Moghalu mo ṣe ń gbàgbé báyìí irọ́ ló pa Kingsley Moghalu níbo ló wà pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́rọ́ rẹ̀ lè dá yọ pàtẹ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò kọ́rọ́ rẹ̀ lè Kingsley Moghalu. I know Kingsley Moghalu. How many people know Kingsley Moghalu? Èèyàn mélòó ló mọ̀? Ó ṣe o Olúwa máa ṣeun o ẹ wá wo màláìka tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé elimi. Nigerian leaders not interested. I pity Nigerians. Kingsley Moghalu sọ pé Nigerian leaders not interested in solving the country's problem. Are you with me? And about the program you have, on law soro, on law law. Very good. Kini Kingsley Moghalu, what is he saying? Tawori, Mukia plan B. Ìyá mi comfort ológun jà ìyá dáadáa wọ́n ní Nigeria is bleeding ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń yọ ní gbogbo ara ẹ̀ báyìí mo máa kẹ́yìn èèyàn wa lórí Twitter space it's not easy èrè ní àníjẹ́ kúkú lọ́gbọ́n tó máa kẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ sọ kí ló máa sọ náà ju tó ti ń sọ bọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ láti mo kí bàbá mi olúwa Ṣínà Williams ẹ jẹ́ ká appreciate ẹ̀ dáhùn rẹ̀ Mr. Greg thank you so much. Ẹlòmí àmọ̀ bí Biafra ni wọ́n lè má gbọ́n tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n máa ń ṣàn lọ́ọ̀fù tá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ Uechi thank you so much òun lo picture ọmọ tí wọ́n pa ní Sokoto Rebecca because she's a Christian bọ̀bọ̀ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ni nàmí púpẹ̀ tranche ó dẹ̀ ṣáná sí Rebecca kọ́ lọ́mọ yẹn jáde kọ́ lọ́n fọ́run kẹ́ Nàìjíríà ti gbẹ̀jẹ̀. Moki Mr. Omo Olabisi, Yoruba we agree to disagree. Awo Batinubu ja Mr. Kazim Adeniyan Moki. Obeledu Maraba wa pẹ̀lú Mr. Daniel Alagbe Ben Moki. And I think that's about it. Moki Pastor Agbola mo mọ̀ pé ilé wa lábẹ́ Yonkan yẹn. Yemi Fatokeni is going smoothly Koikimedia. Ẹja àkáǹtì Kingsley Moghalu sọ ká tó máa lọ́lé. Kingsley sọ̀rọ̀. Ó ní sọ fún yín pé àwọn leaders wọn ní any interest láti solve problem in the country. Tó bá wá ní solve problem country. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn ìyá tó mọ̀ nípa banking. Wọ́n ní Moghalu is a banker. Ṣé kí n kọ́kọ́ fún yín ní background ẹ̀? He was a former deputy governor of Central Bank. Mi àbá wà ní position yẹn owó á máa wọlé gẹ̀mùgẹ̀mù owó á wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ juicy position ni tó bá ráyè jẹ CBN deputy àbí kó wá jẹ CBN bí Sanusi Emefiele fi dáwọ́ rú fún Tinubu ó lọ pààrọ̀ owó ó da kọ́lọ̀ sí lára Tinubu bá ní Emefiele kí ló ń ṣe yìí má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ èmi lọ́kàn Emefiele ní èmi náà fẹ́ jẹ president nígbà tá a rí gbogbo àwọn mọ́tò Emefiele yẹn when we saw all those vehicles ṣé lóòótọ́ ló Emefiele fẹ́ jáde fún president àbí wọ́n kàn because Nigeria is a place where there is a lot of bí askit ló ń ṣe ni bí a comedy ni Emefiele ó dà pé bó ti ń dùn àpélé ló ń dún òdàdà pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà lórí bí a ti sọ fún ilé nǹkan pé ó ṣeéṣe káwọn èèyàn fẹ́ pè Simple Rahim ẹ lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí Ọláyọmí Kóìkì káráyè gbé call ẹ má bínú sí mi mo fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn pè wọlé kátẹ gbọ́n àwọn èèyàn kó má dàbí pé Kóìkì wọ́n nìkan náà ló kúkú ń ṣètò ó já pè wọlé ẹ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ń pè wá ìrọ̀ ẹni tó ń pè yìí nǹkan mi làwọn lè ń bá bọ̀ àwọn professional kan tó fẹ́ connect mọ́ Ìgbòho ni a fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ ẹjẹ́ àtún lè parí àti fẹ́ parí àti fẹ́ parí ẹjẹ́ àparí ní 6 minutes kémi náà lè lọ relax 3 hours yẹn máa ń ó ti tó for the day mo kí bàbá mi Àfọlábí Káyọ̀dé. A former deputy governor of Central Bank of Nigeria CBN. How many people know that CBN was established 2 years before independence? Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní ẹ ti gba country Central Bank wo lẹ ń lò. Orí ń ta yín ìyá mi comfort ní Ìjìnlẹ̀ is a scammer. You have a country and you don't ẹ má bínú Simple Rahim pé mo tó padà wá mẹ́rin ẹni tó ń pè yẹn àwọn tó kàn fún yín ẹ ti ní country but what central bank are you using? tíjìlẹ̀ bá send owó nísìn sí Democratic Republic of Yoruba báńkì wo ló máa fi ṣe operation ẹ̀ ṣé ní Nàìjíríà náà lọ tó máa ṣe operation yẹn àbí ti Benin Republic? ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré kàkí nítorí aago 5 minutes. The former deputy governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Kingsley Moghalu, has accused the Nigerian leaders of not truly interested. Only àwọn Nigerian leaders wọ́n ní àníyàn kankan, wọ́n ní iota of truth in solving the country's problem. So if that is the case, wọ́n ní ìjìnlẹ̀ ó ní Central Bank of Ibadan, níbẹ̀ ni owó tìjìnlẹ̀ máa ń lọ pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n jọ jẹ́ Democratic Republic of Yoruba àti Wálé Àlì tí kòkòrò rìn lórí àtàwọn gẹ́stẹ̀. Wọ́n níbẹ̀ làwọn máa ń send owó tí wọ́n sí Central Bank of Ibadan. Àwọn ò lo Nigerian banking system wọn because adelé wọn ti ṣe Central Bank of Ibadan. Ẹ̀yin náà jẹ́ lọ ṣí àkáǹtì níbẹ̀. Má bí mi níbi tó wà o, but wọ́n ní ní Ìbàdàn ló wà Central Bank of Ibadan. Ibẹ̀ ni jìnlẹ̀ àti àwọn adelé wọ́n ti establish banking síbẹ̀. Kódà wọ́n ní police post kan ti wà ní Ìbàdàn. Kò kọ̀ tí sí ní gbogbo other state ní Ìbàdàn nìkan ni wọ́n ṣe ń capture. Wọ́n ní ìjìnlẹ̀ transaction will go to the Central Bank of Ilé Ajé branch. Ẹ̀yin grandma yìí gan ẹ like wàhálà. Mo rí Ìbàdàn mo tún rí Ilé Ajé. So gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ send owó tẹ́lẹ̀ jẹ́ ọmọ Democratic Republic of Yoruba, wọ́n ní ẹ má lo First Bank àti Access àti GT bá wọn polówó. Wọ́n ní báǹkì kan ti wà tó ń pè ní Central Bank of Ilé Ajé tí branch ẹ̀ wà ní Ìbàdàn. Wọ́n ní ẹ lè máa lò yẹn láti fi máa receive owó àti máa fi send owó. Torí ìjìnlẹ̀ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí send owó sí gbogbo yín pé kẹ́ lọ open account àwọn tí kòkòrò ń rìn lórí wọn. Moghalu said the leaders were more focused on politics, rent seeking, and picking àwọn ìbò ńláńlá, àwọn tó bá ti kàwé báyìí ìbò ńláńlá ni, and the sycophants, an ethnic journeyman for jobs they can't perform. Sycophants, àwọn òun náà ni Mr. Ilé Ajé ni branch banking wọ́n ní Ìbàdàn ló wà. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá jẹ́ Democratic Republic wọ́n ní kẹ́ lọ máa ṣe kéde kẹ́ lọ máa open account síbẹ̀ torí wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí san salary fún yín, wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fún yín ní job seekers allowance. Gbogbo tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì Democratic Republic of Yoruba sọ ni wọ́n máa ṣe fún yín níbẹ̀. Ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣí account yẹn ná. Tó o bá ṣí account o ò lè gbà. Kódà wọ́n ní branch kan wà ní Ẹsẹ̀ Àdó local government ní Ondo state bí abẹ́ ní local government Ìjìnlẹ̀. So torí pé Ìjìnlẹ̀ ọmọ Ondo ni bá ti ṣe gbọ́, so ó lo influence pé òun bá wọn ṣe media, ó ti ní kó bá wọn gbé branch lọ sí Ìlàjẹ ní Ẹsẹ̀ Odò local government. Wọ́n wá nìkan ní Ìbàdàn. Má bí mi pápá bí tó wà tó bá ṣàti dé Ìbàdàn máa béèrè Ìlàjẹ bank fún Democratic Republic of Yoruba. Níbẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti máa dẹ́ ẹ lóhùn. Ó dà pé Adeleke ti bínú tán, ó ní òun ò nígbà gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ deport wá, òun fẹ́ mọ̀ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gan, kí ni wọ́n ṣe tẹ́ fi deport wọn. Jàmọ́ Bíọ́dún ní mad people all over the place. Allen Kondi ní okay, they are using Central Bank of Olosho in dry country. Èmi ò pè ní dry, mo ní Democratic Republic of Yoruba. Ẹ má máa pè ní dry. Wọ́n ti náà máa imprison gbogbo wa o. Gbogbo àwa tá wà against ẹ̀. Èèyàn kan ní are you from Nigeria? Ìbéèrè ńláńlá ẹ bá ń dá lóhùn. Deborah bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Deborah ọ̀pá Deborah dànù. Ìyá mi Jọkẹ́ wọ́n ní Tinubu come out and say something about our people that are killed at Ilé Epo market and destroy our store. We are tired of all this. Àtẹ̀rí sanwó kókó jáde kó tẹ̀ wá address issue yẹn ìjọba nígbà yà ń bọ̀ ẹja tó lọ ká padà torí Instagram wọn ti pé wọ́n náà wà. Mo máa dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀tẹ́ bá wa dá sí ètò náà. Eléyìí tá mú wá lọ́sàn-án is just to encourage us to say ká má jẹ́ kó sú wa, ká má jẹ́ kó rẹ̀ wá. A máa dé ibi tá à ń lọ ó kọ̀ sí rí bó ṣe rí ni. Silver Badmus mo kí ẹ. Deborah kọ́ lọ bá wa fọ̀run kẹ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ti kú àti àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù náà kọ́ lọ fọ̀run kẹ wọn. Millions of naira worth of goods lost at Ilepo market violence. Rẹ́rẹ́ ẹrún níbẹ̀ yẹn. Àwọn arábí yóò dá rẹ́rẹ́ ẹrún tó ń ṣe kékeré. Bàbá mi ọ̀nà Adéọlá Fortune Michael wọ́n ní ó lè gbé kírímínà gbà á. Ìyẹn ti Yàyà Bello ló ń sọ yẹn. Yàyà Bello send owó sí American school $720,000. Owó yẹn náà pọ̀ díẹ̀ o. Èèyàn kan dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ ní ìlú yìí. Gbogbo sálárì ẹ̀ kò ní ju bí i 30,000. Àwọn tó bá wọ̀ òkè tó kàwé dáadáa bí i 40, 50. Èèyàn kan dẹ̀ gbé $720,000. Ara ọ̀dẹ̀ ní ara Nàìjíríà. Inú ọ̀dẹ̀ bí wọn. Àfi kọ́ máa wá sórí ètò tiwa kọ́ máa bí wá ní ìbéèrè òfò. Ó dẹ̀ kó $720,000. Ó dẹ̀ send us American school. Ó ní ẹgbà síbẹ̀. Ẹgbà síbẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn náà rẹ̀ gbà owó yẹn. Nígbà tí ilẹ̀ bá mọ́ táriwó bá tọ́ làwọn bá ní ẹ má bínú EFCC ó yẹ gba owó yín padà ó lè gbà ẹni tí ilẹ̀ bá mọ́ ni Tokyo mokẹ́ _778 wọ́n ní lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Èkó tiwa gangan wọ́n ní 950 ní wọ́n ń tẹ epo per litre àwa ọmọ Lagos State wọ́n ní 950 mo kí bàbá mi Mukaila Adéoyè Àyìndé Usman mo máa kí yín dádì mi kò ní bàjẹ́ fún yín bàbá bàbá yẹn a máa ní Koiki ẹ ń jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ yìí kó pẹ́ àwọn èèyàn kú lójoojúmọ́ Koiki ẹ ṣiṣẹ́ kíákíá ẹja bọ́lẹ̀ kúrò níbi àwa kọ́là ń dá wa dúró àwọn olóṣèlú wa ni Peter Pan mo kí ẹ ń bẹ̀ mo rí Clement lánàá mo ráyè kí dáadáa ó dẹ̀ tójọ́ mẹ́ta tí mo ti rí Clement the program tá à ń bá lọ lánàá yẹn ó lè díẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àpadà sọ́dọ̀ Kingsley Moghalu ká tó máa lọ àti ṣe 3 hours. Moghalu said the leaders were more focused on politics, rent seeking and picking sycophant àwọn ìbò ńláńláńlá and ethnic journey for jobs they can't perform. He stressed that knowledge, competence, expertise in addition to political will will solve Nigeria problem. We are almost coming to the end of the program. The tragedy of Nigeria is that many of its leaders are not truly interested in solving the country problem. So as I leave you today, it is just to encourage us to say, it is tough, it is hard, it is called a movement, but we must not give up. We must remain absolute strong in body, mind, and soul. Àdúrà ló mọ̀ ṣe, pray pé k'Ọlọ́run dáàrin tí wọ́n rú lọ́hùn kó fún àwa ṣe. Owó ló lè máa ná. Word of wisdom ló lè sọ fún yàn. People will say it is not going to happen. Ẹ má lọ bá wọn argue débi kó máa yọ dágà tì yín because ara ń kó àwọn èèyàn nílé. Yoruba nation so gbọ́ nìkan Yoruba nation ara ń kan ní ẹ̀fì sílẹ̀ in tó máa jẹ́ kó gbọ́ ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. From 650 per litre is 1,000 and people are just very comfortable with it. Lóòótọ́ àmọ́ rí àwọn fídíò kan tó ju kẹ́gì lera wọn ní petrol station but after 1 week now everybody thinks it's normal. Tó bá tún yá wá tún gbé lọ sí 2,000. Everybody are too normal. So we are used to that and it's a very difficult one. Now you are now bringing something and it's okay. So let me end the program now. Thank you so much. If you're new to the platform, YouTube. Super chat. Hey, T. Anderson, Uncle Koiki, Uncle America. One of the split will eventually happen. It will happen. It's just that the time frame is what we don't know. But we pray that Tinubu listen and allow a roundtable negotiation in a peaceful format. Tiba Makpada wa later, Tiba ni strength yẹn. I'm not promising. I saw more nípa the Finland Declaration. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀nà wo ló gbà títí wọ́n fi rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní 1917 àti bá jẹ́ pé àwa náà dá dúró láti 1917 ṣé ìlú àmà àjókòó ilé báyìí nísìn. So Finland ti gba country láti 1917. That was like 3 years after the British created Nigeria. British. Ọlọ́run ló lè foríjì. Thank you so much to the Koikimedia team. Thank you to all our contributors. Thank you so much to every one of you. If I didn't mention your name, don't take it personal. Just probably say, bí a kò rí mi ni kò ṣe kí mi. Mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń wà lórí Tàlókà, mo kí ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń wà lórí ti Taiwo. Allen Condé in the Democratic Republic of Onitiri Dupe online country, and the currency is a lie. We are not Nigeria. We are from Otu Ife Kingdom. I'm going to read the anthem from this beautiful book that was produced for Tolulope Arotile. It's just a leaflet, just to keep in the house. The flying officer Tolulope Arotile, the National Association of Okun Students. May our soul continue to rest in peace. Thank you so much. The most important thing is, we are giving up. We will get there to the destination. I try to keep it clean. It might not be the same in the next program. But thank you so much for all the advice. Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, ká gbéga, ká gbéga, ká gbéga fàyèrè. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. British mọ̀ yẹn, kó tó kó wa papọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. One love, one love, one love. I'm sure there will be other live programs that you can watch that will keep the body and soul till you probably join me again. Enjoy the rest of the day from wherever you're watching me. Love you so much. Appreciation to those that believe in us and those that disagree with us. That is all about life. But one thing is, I will be the last man standing on this journey. Have a very good afternoon. Bye for now. Thank you so much.